Hello. I'm going to be doing a little bit of a Mario Kart booster pack while I wait for people to show up. Please enjoy the show. Why am I doing this voice?
Mario Kart! Hey!
Showed up. Millisecond. Hello. Ah, look at this place.
Harry. Oh, the French.
As soon as you said, the music just kicked in perfectly. It's real nice.
I literally was just playing this at my brother's house. We played the new tracks and they're very neat.
How was it? How did you like it?
I think the best one is a new one called Ninja Hideaway. It's very fun. Also has a lot of like 90-degree turns that you do not expect.
No.
Doing that at 200cc is difficult.
That sounds like it sucks.
But no, it's fun. I look forward to what else they're gonna do.
Man.
Little more. What's the best Mario Kart Saba in your opinion?
I've only had one Mario Kart, and that was one on the Wii.
Nice.
Which was pretty difficult, actually. Though I also hated that. No, you go first. What would you want to say?
I was just gonna say it was very different, especially if like you couldn't use a Pro Controller or GameCube and had to use tilt controls.
Oh, not only that, it's I think they like locked in like the 50 PC, like you could only use carts, and that stuff. Well, yeah, it was very much annoying because you had to do kind of the, like the big races to unlock more stuff. Yeah, and then the 50cc would only be carts, and it would just be super annoying to have to do that. So.
Fair enough.
Plus, I think on one or two occasions my save got deleted, and I was just like, I can't. I don't want to deal with this anymore.
But did you have the Mario Galaxy save data?
Mario Galaxy.
Rosalina. Yeah, so you get Rosalina.
I did not actually know that. I have Mario Galaxy. Not Rosalina.
Yeah, if you have
though.
save data on before you do Mario Kart Wii, you'll get Rosalina like really easily.
Dang.
Yeah.
That's cool. Maybe it has happened. I'm just not aware of it. I just didn't realize.
A heavy character is like, dang, why?
It's that dress, man.
The dress is like, it's weighted training armor.
Yeah. I mean, she's in space, right? So she has to have something weigh her down to her little observatory.
I guess. But in zero gravity, there's no weight.
That's exactly what she needs. She needs some weight.
She creates her own gravity.
Yeah, with her dress.
Yeah. How's it going, Zach?
Give me a freaking minute. So I guess I probably should have figured this out earlier when I was hanging out with Saba, but I guess Discord just completely reset all of my settings. So like that entire time I thought I was talking to you guys. It turns out my hotkey for unmuting just didn't work.
I was wondering why you were muted. I'm like, he's clear.
Sometimes he's deaf. Yeah, now
I'm back, okay?
No, he's
doing
back.
the key bindings.
Yeah, figured.
So Grant, you said so. I don't know how to say this, so I'm just gonna say it and then make an ass out of myself as I say it.
Okay.
I am surprised at how satisfied I am with this first wave of booster pass tracks for Mario Kart 8, but
They got some good ones.
they got some good ones in there. However,
Coconut Mall.
a lot of them are really ugly. A lot of the a lot of the texture work is really flat and plain, and then but the music is still good, and like you said,
still
like I
fun
heard you say
courses.
that like one of your favorite ones that you thought, well, not that you thought was new, but the Ninja Hideaway.
Yeah.
Ninja Hideaway, this Paris one that I just did, and Tokyo Blur, plus like 3 others, are all from Mario Kart Tour.
No, Ninja Hideaway is new. It doesn't have.
No,
one
Ninja
other.
Hideaway is in Mario Kart Tour.
Are you certain?
I looked it up just the other day. You look
Are
up
you
Mario Kart Tour tracks, and
gaslighting
Ninja
me?
Hideaway was in their like 3rd wave of bonus tracks or whatever.
Because it didn't have tour below it.
Oh, I should probably actually view my own stream now that I think about it. But... Mario Kart Tour tracks.
No, I'm saying because on the go to the track selection.
Right,
'Cause
but
I'm
if
pretty sure it
but if
didn't
you
have
go
tour
to
below
Mario
it.
Kart Tour, you can see.
No, that's not the point I'm making. Like,
What are
I
you- what's the
believe
point
it's
that you're
from Tour.
making?
I'm saying I believe it's from Tour. I just was like, oh, well, then why didn't they put the Tour on the map
I think it's
course?
because they've changed it pretty significantly.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah, so like if I can get to it real quick, I can just send a link. Points, auto mode, profile, shop, courses, new, and yeah, here you go. So Ninja Hideaway
Oh, I found the music for it.
is coming. I'm sending it. There you go. Oh, I almost posted it in memes. There you go. Ninja Hideaway was in Mario Kart Tour, but it is significantly different. It looks almost exactly the same, but it's significantly different because the idea was that in Mario Kart Tour, all of the paths are open to you from the very beginning. Because you know how because like I don't know if you caught on to this when you were playing it, but in Ninja Hideout there's like 6 or 7 different interlocking paths that you can do. There's like 6 or 7 different interlocking paths that you can do, and on the phone version, they're all just available to you right from the beginning. You could just choose to go whichever way you want. Whereas in the Switch version, the Booster Pass version, only 2 are available to you, and then each lap 2 more unlock. Like there's like fences that like open up. So, but you know what? Just to see, let's go. So I'm gonna look because I want to see versus race. I'm gonna go with my classic,
The
classic bad biker boy. Okay.
Other one.
The tour. Yeah, look at that.
Yeah.
No label.
That's weird.
Very strange. So it is different.
Yo, you want to show off the track?
All of them?
No, just like since you guys are talking
Ninja
about
Hideaway?
the Ninja Hideaway, yeah.
It's very good.
It is pretty good. The only thing that Grant probably will already know what I'm talking about. There's exactly one part of the map where I'm like, that doesn't make any
90-degree
sense.
turn.
Sorry.
The 90-degree turn.
Well, not even just the 90-degree turn, but there's one part of the map that just makes no sense to me
Cool.
because I feel like I should just collide with the staircase.
Yes. Okay.
Everything else with this is like more or less fine.
Do it on 200. It's really it's chaos.
No, I don't even think these maps are properly suited for like 100 cc.
There's something.
Let's go.
Peach windows.
Right up here. No, you
Oh,
fuck.
yeah. You fool.
What do you mean I can't
You
dodge that?
absolute buffoon. I
You
can't
absolute
believe it.
goon. Ow.
Caterpillar.
Oh, you fool.
Ouch. Ouch.
I gotta say, this don't look like Triple K Bowser.
Yeah, oh, that's very true.
You can run into Shy Guys?
When I played through it, it was bananas, but then when you got close, they disappeared in smoke.
Oh, ghost banana.
It was a substitution jutsu.
It was.
Substitution bananas.
jutsu. Banana no jutsu.
You're Curry.
Substitution
No!
suits, dude.
I
This is
should
what learned
I
in
should
math
not
class.
have done that. Oh, more than 90 degrees. Let's go.
Oh. Holy shit.
Listen,
You know, despite all these apparent blunders, Zach is still in moist place.
I know. I'm only at it's only 100 cc. It's easy. Gotta go.
Like,
oh, it's like a techno Asian beat kind of thing.
Techno
yeah.
Asian beat. It's like Euro beat.
All right, Zach, so how would you like to discuss Disney adults before their media now?
Not yet. Good
All right,
time.
so,
Oh yeah,
Alright,
look at that. They
Saba.
just turn into bananas.
Yeah, see, look, and then. Oh, they
Do you think that only
disappear.
happens when you're not when you're like further back on the track? Do you think they like
Maybe, I
turn
don't
back and
know.
forth?
I never
I
saw
think they
them.
maybe turn back and forth.
Yeah.
Maybe?
They only
Saba,
reveal their true form if you're a good
Yes.
gamer.
Adrian.
you had a
Folk.
topic, banter topic, attractive Aussies.
Ah, that was from like a conversation for which Lawrence and Zach
Are we
had.
streaming right now?
We are
Or-
streaming.
Okay.
I didn't. I thought I was just gonna be doing this for a little bit while I was waiting for y'all to show up, and then
Yeah, I
you
wasn't
did, and then
sure.
I couldn't talk.
Okay.
So my
And then
topic has to start with them talking first.
Okay.
Or like Zach bringing up what they talked about.
I am. What are you
He's
talking about?
incapacitated right
I don't even know how we
Zach,
started this
defend your
conversation.
title as the throat goat.
I have never sucked dick.
now. You never slid a glizzy down there?
Look,
Yeah.
they drop.
Listen,
But I like
Zach,
hot
we all
dogs.
know you're the glizzy gobbler.
The glizzy cobbler. I am not Joe Biden.
Barack Obama?
Barack Obama. No!
Oh.
Wait, which way do I
Barack
go? I've
Obama.
never
Oh, you
fallen.
fool.
Oh,
my
god damn it. I've never
Wow.
fallen there before. I didn't know where
Oh,
to
look,
go.
underground. That's cool. Hi.
This is a great track. I like it a lot.
I really do like this one. Listen, this game's too easy. Moving on.
This game's too easy.
It's
Alright,
too
cool.
easy. Okay,
Hey, Lawrence, talk for me,
remember-
please.
I am talking for you. By you.
Say something incriminating, Zach.
Shoot.
Say the gamer word.
Man.
Oh, all of your levels got reset to 100%. No wonder everybody sounds
Oh,
so
no.
we're
fucking
so
weird.
powerful.
Like Saba, you're crazy loud. Adrian's crazy quiet. No, man, fuck Discord when it just resets all my settings. Can I? Okay, one at a time. Adrian, would you mind reciting the first couple verses of the Pokemon theme?
I want to be the very best, like everyone ever was. Fuck.
No one ever
No,
was.
you
Moving
fucked
on to Saba.
Damn it!
To catch them is my real test. To train them is my purpose. What was it?
Cause.
Oh,
Moving on to Grant.
I will travel across the land, searching far and wide.
Wow, your mic's
Each
so clear.
Pokemon to understand the power that's inside.
And finally, Lawrence.
Say outside, like shit.
Pokemon.
That's right.
That is correct.
it
There
is?
is more though.
Yeah, you're
Lawrence.
right.
All right, Pokemon.
No.
Pokemon.
becomes one. He just kept saying that's his name.
Like
Yeah,
Pokemon.
Lawrence
catch
is
'em all.
the Pokemon. Thank you very much for participating in that. I just needed to reset everybody's levels. You all sound like okay now.
We sound mediocre.
So I
good to
told
be
this to
okay.
Saba earlier when we were playing Not a Crawl. I did play a little bit off stream.
You
He couldn't
Not a
resist
lot.
temptation.
I finished World 2. World 2 was not crazy engaging, but I did get some upgrades that I'll show you guys now. So this
Chain
is the
bomb.
chain bomb. The chain bomb is very much like the regular bomb, except that if you
Mr.
throw the
Smith.
bombs close to each other, you'll see that they link, and then when they detonate, they leave one of those. And that's literally it. There is no other benefit to this ability.
Oh, but you can move it around.
Well, you could do that before. This
but
is
now
my
they're
favorite new ability that I got. This is the Clutter Needle. So, in this game, the needle allows you to roll around as a big spike ball and you pick up enemies and objects, and like when you let go of your needles, you automatically throw them at enemies. So with the Clutter Needle, I get surrounded in garbage, and as I move and pick up enemies, I drop like scraps and screws and seashells and shit.
And sea shanties.
So yeah, so there's that. And then there's the one that I unlocked at the very end of my session yesterday, which is the Noble Ranger.
Oh my god.
I got
It's
a
like
big,
a fuzzy pirate hat.
I got a big hat, and
Polygons, my man.
the ability.
Yeah.
So it's like bang bang, so I can do bang bang, right? But then I can also
Snipe. Oh my god. Oh my god. No.
Oh,
and there you go.
pretty cool.
And the bullets do the bullets do lightly auto track, so that's cool.
Oh, so
For those of you who
you're
care,
strapped.
for those of you who care, the final boss of the second area was Tropical Woods. It was this game's version of the Wispy Woods
Aw.
fight. If you want, I can do it again real quick.
Yes. The tropical terror.
You guys remember Drawn to Life?
Yeah.
The game? Yes.
Remember how fucked up the ending was?
No.
I don't actually.
Oh my god! So the premise is that you guys remember the premise, right? It's
Yeah.
you're a drawn character. You gotta save the Raposas, and there's a big evil guy who's stealing the color and drawings. The ending reveals that it cuts to the real world where it's just some dudes, some humans, a family at a carnival, and then they start driving home, and there's like a thunderstorm, and they get in a horrible car accident where the mom and dad die. The son slips into a coma, and then the sister, at the end of the game, the son wakes up to the sister, and it's like they're the only ones who survived the accident.
Wait, is that? Are you fucking kidding me?
I'm not.
How it ends?
It ends with you wake. It ends with not even you, but like. So your character is the drawn guy that you pick, but like the guy who's real is this guy named Mike, who is in the meat of the game, he's just some random human among all the Raposas. But then it's revealed that it's all Mike's dream. He's actually a real child who dreamt all that up in his coma.
Jesus
Damn.
fucking Christ.
It's really, it's one of the most nonsensical like. Oh, it was all a dream bits, but it's like, why did you need to do that?
Taking Super Mario 2 to a whole new level. God damn, I had no idea it ended that way. Because it was such like a fun cartoonish game of, oh, draw a thing that shoots acorns. Oh, isn't that fun? You get wings. Draw some corn. Or,
Here are the ending pictures from the ending cutscene.
oh my god.
Right? Like, what the fuck?
Are you shitting me?
That's Drawn to Life, yep.
I was like,
And then-
Grant, I think
What a
you might.
sequel.
I think you might be thinking of a different game, Grant.
Oh, am I?
Yeah, I think you might be, because you said draw something that shoots an acorn or whatever, and I think that's the one that has like it's like Nintendo was on DS. That's not drawn to life, is it?
That's drawn to life.
Is
You
it
draw
with,
your weapons in the
with the
game.
two
Yeah, I
with the
looked it
two
up,
little
yeah.
kids?
Yes.
Really? That's insane.
I know. I had that epiphany, and then I was like, man, that's fucked up. And I remember thinking that when I looked at the ending because like the game doesn't hint this at all throughout, really. Like,
No.
it just hits you out of nowhere for no reason. It just kind of undermines the entire thing with like, yeah, it was all a coma of a kid whose parents died in a car accident and was in a coma for a bit.
What the fuck?
Damn.
I was like, why? Why did you need... Like, this could have just been a nice, cute story, but then you had to make it like, oh, it didn't matter, and also the kid is sad. So, good luck.
Jesus Christ.
Also, you're an orphan. Anyways, here's the credits.
Yeah, you and your sister are
Thanks for playing
orphans.
our
Figure your life out now. They because there were rating complaints that you know were like, hey, what the fuck is this ending? And so they had an edited, modified ending where instead it's just two kids playing at night. One of them falls out of a tree and passes out for a little bit, and then wakes up, and that's it. But
It has
like,
a sequel.
it had a sequel, which like doesn't it also undermined it the original ending where it's like, well, why are we back here? Did you get in another fucking accident? And the ending doesn't
Yeah.
imply anything. Like
This
there's
kid should stay out of cars. Like, I don't know, man.
this kid's like I was gonna say it's weird.
Jesus Christ.
Ooh,
I had no
Carnival
idea that was
Land.
the ending.
So on to something
Carnival
less
Land.
depressing. Welcome to Carnival
Yeah,
Land.
God damn.
Yeah, we saw this in the back.
Just don't ever leave this place by car.
Yeah.
Adrian,
Yeah.
please.
I know it says car in the name.
It does. It's true.
Anyway, the attractive OC's topic.
Now, do you remember it, Zach? Or
I mean, not really.
was something-
Have Lawrence start.
I don't.
Lawrence is a
Oh,
clever
suddenly
boy.
it's
He can
mine.
figure it out.
Bro, we both had this conversation, and I don't even remember how it started. I think it started when we were talking about OCs that some artists made, and they're like the common aesthetic with them is that they are like either hot girls or hot boys, either human, maybe half human. They're all hot, basically. So it became this question of
Oh god.
how many characters can we think of that is charming but not, what is the word? Not attractive.
Not conventionally hot, I think
Not
is what we said.
conventionally, yeah.
Conventionally attractive, rather.
okay, and then I think I wanted to just talk about, like, for the most part, I think people tend to, like, when it's something they can create, they tend to try to make it like the most pleasing as they can because right, they're in control of like what they can do, because it's like in reality, right, if we also like end up viewing, sometimes if people view themselves as like being like unattractive because of like, you know, low self-confidence or something like that, right, then they can kind of achieve the kind of dream of like what they wish they looked like through like their OCs or kind of stuff like that. I think that's kind of what I was thinking about, that kind of conversation. I don't know if...
So you think they do it to represent themselves?
I think,
Is that what
well,
you're
you
saying?
know,
Judy? I just noticed that name.
I was judged before, right? So
Yes.
it's the only natural
Yeah.
follow-up.
The only promotion after Judge is Judy.
Is to become
Yeah.
Judge Judy.
Exactly. Nice. So yeah, that's because it's also like because you do it based off of what you like too, for the most part, right? And I don't know if people like their first instinct is to make something that they like unattractive, unless like that's what you're into, I guess. But I think for the most part, people overall tend to like find, depending on like the trends, or like there are even just some things in like, because of biology, like you know, things that like are completed kind of well are kind of satisfying. There's just certain like aesthetics or like maybe just in general attractiveness based off of, you know, your location and like where you live or whatever, right? But it's just
Hot babes
pleasing.
near you. I mean,
So it's like
This is like conventional attractiveness, because I was gonna say like people will be attracted to anything.
I'm attracted to pretty much all my OCs, but I don't think most
For
people are to all
example,
of them.
Kirby. Anyways, go on.
yes,
Oh
exactly.
no!
But whether it be like
Infinite
cute
suck.
or like cool, like regardless of that, like those things are all found to be like kind of more like attractive qualities, right? There's like types, but I would say for the most part, people tend to do something because it's like, I don't know, more people like that more or less, rather than just making something, I don't know, they find to be unappealing, even though, you know, that could be its own type of character. But like if you're in control of it, it's like, why not? Like I'm wondering, why would someone be like, well, let me purposefully choose to make something I don't think looks good?
No, I mean that's why it's all. That's why the question that I asked was, can you make a character charming but not attractive? Because you don't have to have a good character look like you know,
okay,
Mr. Universe.
No, I know
2022.
what you're saying. See, there's also a difference, I think, between like just your average Joe making an OC versus like,
Mr.
I don't know,
Vietnam
making
2022.
versus what is it? Because I think for the most part, isn't that what some animes usually try to do with like their main male protagonist? He's supposed to be kind of just your everyday average Joe, right? Who's supposed to have like the good personality, which, you know, lends into like characters liking him. So I feel like the trope is there for like a decent amount, but like let's be honest, like there's still like, I guess for anime standards or to the people watching anime or something, they're still like attractive enough to like, you know, be pleasing to look at. But yeah, I don't know, people making random like OCs, I would probably say they'd probably start off with making the stuff they find like most like attractive or most pleasing, and I don't know, maybe after making, I don't know what the limit is, like 50 OCs, they're like, okay, now I can go make like other OCs that maybe don't look as pleasing as like my
man,
first
I
one.
can't draw an OC, a weird looking OC until I draw 50 other OCs. Oh man.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh man, there's no lock. It's just I think people would probably.
As a
that's
man
what
in the
people
art
inherently
community, I
go
say
for.
there should be a hard lock. 50 OCs,
There should be
50
a hard lock?
attractive OCs,
I mean,
and then
I
you can draw Blob the Builder.
Blob the Builder.
Wobble Builder. I can tell you that when I was in high school, I had a weird fixation on like the idea that like, oh, everyone wants to draw pretty people, so I'm gonna draw some ugly motherfuckers, and that's gonna be my cool thing. And it was basically a smoke bomb for the fact that I didn't know how to draw anything that looked good. So I made a bunch of ugly OCs when I was younger, intentionally, but also kind of not intentionally.
I mean, you did the best that you could, right?
I did the best that I could. If I could have made them look more attractive, I probably would have, but I couldn't, so I was like, oh, it's intentional, guys, I swear.
But does it look like charming / appealing still, despite...
I can find it and you'll be revulsed. It's pretty ugly.
Oh,
But yeah, it's not good.
Yeah. One of the examples that Zach thought of for a character that was charming and appealing, but not necessarily attractive, was Uncle Iroh from Avatar.
The thing, okay.
Because that's
The
a
thing is
man
that he
who-
could be
It's
attractive to a
He
lot
could
of
be
people.
attractive.
No, yeah,
But
and
that's the thing. For the most part, he's still fat old man.
well, then this is
But
the
also
difference, right? When we're talking about like OC, right? So like I think inherently, unless you're like going from like a storytelling standpoint, I think people who are just casually making OCs, I don't think, unless you're like you think it a certain type of way, like I don't think Uncle Iroh is like the first thing you think of. But I feel like because like Avatar is a story, and like Uncle Iroh is like a kind of a character archetype of like being Zuko's mentor, normally mentors are thought of as being kind of older and wiser, so like hence Uncle Iroh.
That is
But like,
fair.
and
If
that's
you're
what I
gonna
think
be
of-
a mentor, you cannot be attractive.
Well, no, I just said older. I didn't. Uncle Iroh.
That is
you're
true.
looking
She
down on
didn't say
Uncle
that they
Iroh.
couldn't be
Yeah.
attractive. She just said that typically they're older, which isn't wrong.
Yeah.
Older gentleman, sure.
Uncle Iroh's great. But the thing is, he's got a lot of like charisma, right? Like he's a really charming
He's like-
uncle.
Yeah, but you could show a picture of him to somebody and like, okay, he looks like a charming person. Like to a person who doesn't know anything about.
Well, yeah, and that's where, like I said, the difference comes in between like, oh, just a random person making an OC versus like, you know, this is for something like bigger. It's like for a story, or you know, there's an all-around, there's substance kind of behind it.
No, I feel like someone could rock an old mentor OC.
Of course they could. I'm just
Right.
saying you're probably like a random 16-year-old is probably the first thing they're probably not going to think of is Uncle Iroh when I think they make their OCs, but maybe eventually down the line.
They should.
Right, and to
Yeah,
our younger
I-
audience of Zero, draw an older OC and then we'll draw
That'd be
you.
cool. Yeah. I mean,
We'll
always
judge.
Man,
having variety is nice.
Sure.
you
But
know,
that's just my thoughts.
the Spirit Guys drawing, they're not good. And they're cringe.
You're not even
You
gonna show
managed
it
to
anymore.
find them?
I just spent like the last 30 seconds scrolling down my folder of really old drawings from high school, and I'm just like, I don't want to share these.
Oh, that's fair.
They're that bad. But, yeah, I mean, I guess where do you draw the line between quote unquote OC and like, because I'm assuming what you mean is like someone who's had their work printed in media, because like Iroh is a character made by someone who is original, but also he's in Avatar: Last Airbender, which is definitely not an indie franchise at all.
Like, you probably, like, know what I mean in terms of, like, you know, a 16-year-old, like, creating an OC because, you know, they're like, ah, cool, original characters, I can make one, versus, like, TV or, you know.
I was just saying, my assumption is you mean people who don't have, like, their work published in online somewhere that's easily accessible and well-known.
Maybe, I guess I don't know, like, the difference between that. I haven't necessarily seen that, so maybe you and I are saying the same thing, you're just saying it differently.
Because, like, when you say, I guess, because I don't know. I mean, I would consider my OCs to fall in that same category of, like, the 16-year-old who doesn't have a shit thing, because I don't publish my work anywhere. I just play games with these characters that I make, and, like, 6 people know them because they play the game with me. So, I'm assuming you mean that level of fame, where it's like, yeah, these are characters, but they haven't been through the ringer of, like, public critique necessarily.
Maybe. I was just actually thinking, like, okay, this just came to my mind, is that I think there's, like, almost two categories of OCs, too. There's, like, the OC that, kind of you put your personality behind it, so they more or less are just, I think they're made to be aesthetically
Self-inserts?
pleasing. Versus, like fully fleshed out characters sometimes, right? Some artists don't.
No, he's just manning the thing.
No.
Zach, no! He's already gonna ride the right now!
Yeah,
You
who's
must
gonna check
be
whether or
this
not
tall
you
to
put your-
die.
Who's gonna check to make sure the bars are on properly, Zach?
Wait.
That's true. Oh, shit, Kirby.
Why? Dude, someone's gonna have to sit in that later. Ugh.
Oh,
worse.
Would you sit in the Kirby roller coaster?
Oh, Zach, you
after
missed that
the news?
one.
I did?
You missed
Yeah,
one,
you
yeah.
did one.
Oh, I didn't even realize.
That's
Anywho,
fine.
as he makes
Anywho.
this ride. Yeah, so I think there's a difference between like OCs that are just more or less used because of their like aesthetic pleasantness. And then like, I don't know, the creator kind of just, you know, dictates their actions versus like some character having like maybe you said like a full-on backstory. Because normally when you get to that point, you start actually having sometimes the character reflect their backstory, which sometimes adds in like less pleasing aesthetic choices, but it's reflected to backstory.
So you're saying you're it seems like your statement here is that there is basically self-indulgent OCs and story OCs.
Maybe I'm thinking that maybe, yeah, because you know some kids are like, yeah, I'll try to make this character as cool as possible, and it's like there's nothing wrong with that, right? Oh my god, I just noticed, Zach, you're cutting in line and taking out the competition so no one else can go in line anymore.
Yeah, that's what I was
kinda
saying.
cringe.
Yeah.
Wow.
A little cringe. A little cringe.
Oh yeah,
Wait, you
that's
could
a-
completely go up there and just do the mouthful without touching any of those creatures, but you did.
But Zach has bloodlust.
It's
But
for the
Zach
achievement.
wants to get the exactly. I was about to say he wants the achievement.
Good man.
Yeah.
My man.
So yeah, that's I don't know if we want to wrap up the thing, but that's basically why I think for the most part people go for like attractive, in air quotes, attractive or aesthetically pleasing OCs.
I mean, I'm assuming you mean in the context of when they're trying to make something self-indulgent.
For the most part, I think people's natural thing is to though like kind of make something that they find pleasing, because I think that's normally our default, right?
I mean,
do you think that there is a higher percentage of fictitious created characters that are conventionally attractive versus like real world people that are conventionally attractive, I guess?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. It's because they're made characters. That's, yeah, for sure.
You can sculpt them.
Yeah, it's like
just,
it's like the fantasy, right? You know, like I said, like if you're in reality and you're just like, like not only do like I view my, or like I have a hard time with like myself viewing myself as attractive, right? You have all the power in the world to make your OC attractive.
Yeah.
It's like, why not?
I can draw this character with six-pack abs because it takes much less time for me to draw them that way than for me to get that myself.
I mean,
Yeah.
I will say that, I don't know, I like to myself, something that I tease myself, or Peter, whatever he says. But I would say that, like, I'm partially not, I would say that only partializes me in that I don't tend to explicitly make OCs attractive to me. Well, no, I do. But I also make a lot of OCs that aren't inherently, like, attractive, but just appeal to my sensibilities as a designer. Where I'm like, I like this design, this is cool.
Yeah, and I think that's where it starts being like it's like the storytelling via the character, not even like background, but like how visual design works, you know?
Yes, yeah.
And no, and that stuff's cool. And I think that's what with people who have like a little bit more experience and kind of are trying to like say something with their art.
I will say that I think that I do have some sensibilities and preference as far as visual, like when I think a character looks hot that I don't think most people share.
You mean like
So-
fur and hooves?
Oh my god.
Listen, I haven't drawn a character that has hooves in a couple months. I'm on. Don't tempt me.
Don't tempt me.
You're going cold turkey on that.
I'm going cold turkey. But no, that's inaccurate. The correct thing you should have said, Zach, is muscle and the ability to fold me in half.
But you naturally do that.
Right, and that's what I find attractive, Zach.
But I
naturally fold
mean
in
like
half?
you can just like having like the muscular part, sure, but anybody can fold you in half. Humans just do that naturally.
Right.
By sitting.
But I mean like half, like full, like construction
meant the
paper
other
art
way.
project half.
Oh no! No!
Are you
No!
about to Superstar Saga this? Oh, it's Superstar Saga time.
Superstar Saga.
It's Mario and Luigi fetish games time. Weren't there two games where that was the gimmick for one of the Bros Tech where Luigi overeats? Isn't that in 2 games now?
I mean, Mario drinks water and gets fat, or drinks air and gets fat.
I was gonna say,
water.
Can you drink air?
Hydro homely.
Inhaling oxygen?
I was gonna say, I think that's in 2 games now where Luigi has a Bros Tech where the premise is you feed him a lot, he gets really fat, and then you throw him at someone.
I mean, that's in Bowser's Inside Story. I don't know about any others.
I feel like that came back in another game. I want to say Dream Team?
You have unlimited
And that's-
water, Zach?
I never played Dream
Oh, no,
Team,
no, I
but
am
in
getting
that same
smaller.
game, Bowser eats a lot and gets fat.
There you
How
go.
cute he is with his.
A lot of interesting. I guess that's what those people thought were as attractive.
There you go.
Oh my
We
god.
brought it back.
Get back.
Speaking of very blatant fetish bait, I watched a little bit of an 8-hour video essay on the TV show
Victorious?
Victorious. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was really funny because like I didn't necessarily like watch Victorious, but I was like vaguely familiar, just like all those shows, you know. Man, that show was like really horny, but also in a way that like was incredibly inappropriate for the
I was gonna say it's
for the people who were not only starring in the show, but also like the people who was the intended audience. It was incredibly inappropriate.
good old Schneider.
Yep, Dan Schneider.
Dan the Man Schneider.
Dan the man in the van. He has a gun.
Dan the Man in the Van. I was trying to remember because like I've seen a bunch of different nicknames for him like that where it's like like just
Dan-
hinting at that.
What is it? Dan the man, he has a gun, get in his van. Something about cum in there.
Oh my
This is
god.
something about girls and feet.
Yeah.
The
Dan
one
the
that I hate the
Fuckman
most.
Schneider.
The one that I hate the most is Dan, hold her tighter. She's a fighter, Schneider.
Oh,
Oh my god.
God.
oh wait, hang on! I found a big list of them. Oh my god! There's this huge 4chan list of them where it's just a bunch of nicknames for him. Beer Can Dan, Danny Diapers, Assman Dan, Danny Daycare. Oh,
Danny,
Oh.
oh, it gets long. They organize it in
there it is. Dad, we got ourselves a Screamer Schneider. These are really bad. Anyway,
And if you have a daughter, you better hide her, Schneider. Ooh.
Oh no.
anyway, Zach. The whole point of me chatting was that I could have told you about anything that Dan Schneider had part in about any of his shows.
Well, I mean,
but-
I've been like vaguely familiar in general, but it was just like I don't know, having an episode by episode account of like all of the different things that Victorious did that were just really not cool.
yeah.
I think I only made it like 2.5 hours into an 8-hour video.
Before you
Water.
came.
Before I came, exactly, to a bunch of 17-year-olds, because that's appropriate. But the like he had an ongoing statutory rape joke counter. It was just like
man.
all the different circumstances in which the writers thought it would be funny to have an adult participate in a joke about having sex with a minor, and it's like, woo, wonderful.
Yikes.
Dude, this is gross. Oh, he just spits up all the water at the end.
I don't like the nicknames that have hymen in them, but there's a couple of them.
Oh god.
This is a very upsetting list.
Enjoy the view from the top of the rocket. What rocket?
Dan the Fart Inhaler Schneider. I like that one. That was pretty good.
That was the other one as well. Was just like all the different ways. Because what was the one that was always my go-to example before? Totally Spies, where it was just like
That's
somebody who wasn't in the know would just be like, "Wow, these are like really weird episodes." But anybody who's like, you know, finger on their nose is like, "Oh, this is fetish bait." Like almost every episode, and. Like, I don't know, there were like apparently there was an episode of Victorious where they were doing like a birthday party. They were throwing a birthday party for someone or something, and this random guy shows up. He was like this big fat hairy guy, and he's like, yeah, someone hired me to come to this party in a diaper, and if you guys give me enough to drink, I'll pee in the diaper. And like the laugh track plays while all the characters look on in horror, and it's like, oh, that's like the joke. The joke is that there's this fat hairy man at this child's birthday party. Isn't that funny? Isn't that really funny?
I just wanna, for a little bit of comedy, I wanna post Wide Schneider.
White Schneider.
Wider Schneider. Yeah.
Oh my god.
See, and look, there was a Nickelodeon icon that was just a foot.
Yes.
Yeah.
Perhaps influenced by
Wonderful.
Dan the Footman Schneider.
Yeah.
Well, because I mentioned that because I was going back through VODs recently, and I remember that was a thing where I mentioned that at one point, Adrian. You were like, "What? Really? No, that's super blatant." And I was like, "Yes."
I think my brain might have shut that out to protect me at some point.
Protect you from Dan Schneider.
Yeah, directly from. Hang on, let me find one.
Man, the actors
Dan,
really
the
wish
Rough
that they were
Rider
protected.
Oh god.
Although I didn't realize that that cat from Victorious was fucking Ariana Grande just wholesale.
Yes.
I was like, wow, that's kind of nuts.
You never realized that?
No, well, I don't really listen to pop music, but it was just like it was just like I was like, oh, I remember Kat. I remember her from the show. I remember seeing a couple episodes. I remember thinking that she was like really funny or whatever. And then he just kept referring to her as Ariana Grande, and like my brain I guess must have refused that notion, because no matter how many times he said like Ariana Grande, I was like, oh, it must just be some other actress with the name Ariana Grande.
Wow.
Man. It's silly.
Very shitty.
Very, very shitty. So, Zach,
That is me.
I saw that you wanted to talk about Disney adults, but for other media.
Yeah, it was a. So I'm vaguely familiar with the concept of Disney adults in general. I don't know any in my personal life, but
I work with two of them.
For fucking excellent. For posterity, just in case somebody watches this in the future, my understanding of the definition of a Disney adult is somebody whose like majority of their personality and self-worth is tied to Disney and the product that they produce.
Oh no.
Most classically,
like
like, you know, the original Disney movies and stuff like that. And because like a vast majority of their personality is tied in with that, anything Disney does is like the work of God. And like if anybody criticizes Disney, they get really upset. And like anytime Disney comes out with a new thing, they're salivating at the mouth to buy any piece of worthless merchandise they possibly can. I just realized this level introduced 2 new Mouthful forms. Introduced this
There's
and
a
the
lot
water
more than
one.
I thought. Like Mouthful forms. There's a lot more.
Can you jump out of this?
I
think
will
so,
not let
no.
me spit.
Okay.
Oh man, that would have been great if I could have spit though.
Because that's the thing that I was like, check out like the view on the top, and I was like, I don't know, can you just jump out?
Do you think this is the rocket?
This is a rocket, right?
It is literally a rocket. You know what? Well, it said the view from the top of the rocket. So that leads me to believe that there's going to be like a big rocket somewhere. You know what I mean? That I can stand on top of, I guess. But yeah, anyway, sorry. So continuing on the thing, the podcast that I was listening to brought up the notion that I never really considered before of that type of person, like the Disney adult, but in other mediums. And the 2 examples that they gave were for books, the version of the Disney adult is Harry Potter adults, and the version for video games is Nintendo adults. And while I don't necessarily have anything to say about that, it is shockingly resonant to me, where it's like, if somebody says like Nintendo adult, I am like, oh, I know exactly the type of person that they're referring to there. Not necessarily bad. It doesn't necessarily mean bad, by the way, Lawrence. But I'm just making a joke because Lawrence has been calling me out on my bullshit recently. But yeah, I don't know. Like I said, there's not really anything that I have to say per se on this subject. It was more just the notion of there being Disney adults, but for other media.
I wouldn't necessarily
All them like
say.
crazy fans.
Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily say
mean,
also like they are like fine with whatever Disney does. It's more like everything in their house or like their outfits. They're like I don't want to say
They have
demeanor
like
either, but
pictures
all of
hanging
it's
on their
like-
walls of Disney characters and
Yeah, stuff like that.
I was
So
gonna
that's why-
say I work with a Disney adult and also a Taylor Swift adult.
Taylor Swift is her own category.
She
Yes,
is very
because the man is
popular.
obsessed with her.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. I could imagine that. There's like music. I would say music is its own category too, except with like individuals.
I would say you definitely need to be more specific than just music.
No, yeah. It just has to be individuals. I think you can get that far, like you said, with Taylor
music
Swift.
adults are also called composers.
Music adults are called people who can hear.
Up. There's K-pop like people who are super.
Yeah, those guys are also pretty. I know someone who just like has like a shrine for. I would call it a shrine for like.
I told
the
you
boy
that in
group.
confidence, Saba.
Yikes! I was talking about someone else. Why did you?
Here's what I'll say, right? Originally, you guys know the origin of the term "stan," right?
Yeah,
Yes.
it's not good.
I was gonna say it's
Stalker fan, I believe.
Ah, got it.
right, and then there was also the Eminem song which popularized it
Because it was a true story.
because it was a true story, right?
The Man Diner.
Stan the Man Schneider. No, but like that. I really hate how the term has been quote unquote reclaimed by those kinds of people where they're like, I'm a proud stan of K-pop. I'm like, I hate you.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's necessarily been reclaimed. More as just like the association of like the word has become more like a neutral connotation. Like a stan just can mean the negative, but I think a lot of people use it with like a connotation of it just being like, oh, I'm a really big fan.
Who
But it's
uses
like
stan in
use-
that term though? I feel like stan is very much a negative connotation.
It should be.
Stans will call themselves stans, and
And
they
that's the
think it's
thing,
great.
I think for the most part, sharing something that has like somewhat of a negative connotation, I don't think it's like smart, but that's how they use it. I think for the most part, they're like diehard fans. So they're like to the point. I guess to the point like of how like maybe aggressive maybe stalkers are. They're just like that's how passionate they are. I don't know. It's weird, but.
Did you guys ever hear the story of Robert Pattinson and his stalker?
Oh,
think so.
I think I have heard this, but
say,
I want you to hear it. It's really
story.
good.
I might be confusing it with the story with Daniel Radcliffe and his stalkers. Well, you should go first.
Oh, as I remember it, obviously during the
You
Twilight.
were there.
I was there. I was the
You were-
stalker, in fact.
Oh yikes!
Thank you for.
No,
opening
you
up.
were a stalker of the stalker.
Yeah, I was stalking the stalker.
I
Two
can
can play at
identify
this
people
game.
that are going to be problems later.
Yeah. So there was during the Twilight movie years when obviously Robert Pattinson and the other guy, what's his name, were very popular.
Yeah, Taylor
Taylor
Lautner.
Lautner. I
Yeah.
only remembered
Swift.
his name in the story, which was I think like Jacob or something. I was like, no, that's not that. That's not that.
Yeah.
person.
You a Twilight adult?
Are you a
no, no.
Twilight
I
adult?
know people.
You can't just
I know
out her
people
like
who were
that.
Twilight adults.
Oh my god.
We should all change our name to something adult.
I'm the Pokemon adult. Love
Pokemon
Pokemon. Everything about it.
I was what I was gonna say, Zach would actually be a JoJo adult.
That's
Oh.
true.
That is correct.
I have nothing to say.
well known. Yeah, you can.
Yeah. Anyways, Robert Pattinson had a stalker during those years, a woman who would obviously follow him around and do what a stalker does. So instead of getting a restraining order like most celebrities, Robert Pattinson asked her out on a date.
Oh,
And of
Oh,
course, she
tactics.
agreed, and they went on a date. And he did nothing but complain about his life and be very honest with her, and she never talked to him again.
There you go. Because I think he broke like the
He broke the
disillusioned
fantasy.
sheet actually.
Yeah.
Exactly. And
Like,
she
how come
never.
you're not running at hyperspeed in real life?
Yeah.
Why aren't you
honestly.
sparkling under the sun?
Damn.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Solved the stalker problem and got free therapy.
There you go.
Yeah.
I don't know if
Not
I'd
bad.
call it therapy as much as just dumping someone.
Well, I mean, if the man has to vent, I'd say it probably took a load off of him. He was like, finally.
Yeah, free venting session is pretty good.
Catharsis.
He probably became free of the stalker too. So
Yeah,
that
that's
must have
true,
also been
so-
an extra weight.
So yeah, that's the story of Robert Pattinson. And
That was only the side benefit. The main
Man.
benefit was that he could vent.
Smart dude, but
Yeah,
at the same
of course.
time, I mean, that could also flip on you, and like you'll have other people to try to like pull that tactic just to like get a date with you.
Very true.
That's why you vent even more.
But in this case, it worked out for him.
It worked out, yeah. He turned out lucky in this regard.
Yeah.
Now that I'm remembering it, the one with Daniel Radcliffe wasn't a stalker, but it was what do you call them? The photographers,
Paparazzi.
Paparazzi.
Yeah.
Is that a thing where he like ended up dressing the same way?
Yes, he dressed
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
exact
that's
same
awesome.
way for several months, so that the pictures are useless to sell.
Have you seen my
Wow,
favorite?
what a plague.
Have you seen my favorite photo of a celebrity dealing with paparazzi?
Is it Keanu Reeves?
It's an older celebrity, Anita Ekberg, and here's a picture that tells a lot about her dealing with paparazzi in her heyday.
Oh boy.
Oh my god. Let's go.
Let's go.
Like you're on my property.
There's one of Keanu Reeves holding one of their cameras and running away.
He studied her. He's learning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wasn't there someone who was like, a paparazzi took a picture of him like eating a sandwich or something, and it was like a
What, like the sad Keanu picture?
was it Keanu? I don't actually remember.
Well, then who are you
I mean, there is
talking
the
about?
camera.
That's what I'm asking. If you guys know.
Of a I mean, there's probably tons of pictures of
someone
people eating
took a picture of a
sandwiches.
guy
No,
eating
it-
a sandwich. Do you know who it is?
Oh gosh, you're so.
I mean, search sad Keanu. Tell me
On
if
an unrelated note, here's a picture of a dog.
Oh my god.
Nikola Tesla would be proud.
I'm glad Zach liked that one.
Sava, are you thinking of the one where it's the 3 photos of like the guy eating the sandwich, noticing the paparazzi, and then giving them like a "come on, are you fucking kidding me" look?
Maybe.
Because I think
don't
that
know.
was Daniel Radcliffe, if that's what you're talking about.
I was gonna say that also sounds like Daniel Radcliffe.
Because
I
I
like the
only remember
picture.
it was like I don't know, seeing the guy go on like a talk show thing, and like they brought up the picture, and he was just like, I had no idea. And then, I don't know, the photo was funny apparently. I can't
I
remember.
will say, I love every single picture of the shooting from Guns Akimbo.
Yeah.
Are you guys familiar with the movie?
the classic Daniel Radcliffe one.
Yeah.
Picture with him in the bathrobe.
I was gonna say Sava or Zach, are you familiar with Guns Akimbo?
I'm familiar with the image, not the movie.
Yeah, I'm not.
The premise
Familiar.
is that Daniel Radcliffe has guns nailed to his hands and is in a bathrobe in his underwear and just walks around the entire movie looking like a fucking mess.
That seems unfortunate.
It's really conceptually it is exactly encapsulating of the thing I imagine like a one-hit wonder trying to get away from his typical image would do.
There you go. There's the picture.
Oh
I
yikes.
love Guns Akimbo.
Classic.
I gotta go early today. I'll see you guys next stream eventually. See ya.
Whoa.
Big boy.
I have no idea where this rocket ship is. I kind of skipped one of the doors today on this one. So I think I had to play this yet again. So that way I can get the
rocket ship. Stand atop the rocket ship.
so. Because it says enjoy the view from the top of the rocket ship, but the rocket ship that we were using doesn't move unless you suck it with your mouth full.
Say less.
Unless you suck it. You good there, Sam?
No, I just more thinking about how Zach was like paused and then he continued his sentence. It was quite funny.
Do you find a picture of the sandwich eater that you?
No, the only other person that I
Do you
thought
want
it
to give
could have
more
been.
aggressively vague statements? That way we can try to figure
You
it
know,
out.
that's as much as I could give. I believe he was sitting down at like a table. So it wasn't Keanu, I think, because I think Keanu was just sitting on a bench. Yeah, I just
eating sandwich.
like he was laughing though. I think that's what happened. He got caught and he laughed or something. I don't remember.
Oh my god, it's giving me every single celebrity
Every
under the
single.
sun.
Yeah, maybe it was just because I watched it that one time on the talk show that I was like, oh, is this a big deal? And I was
wait.
like,
If
He
it was
looked
on
like
a
a
talk
bitch.
show, then it was not.
Did he look
Damn.
like a bitch?
He looked like a bitch.
Yeah, I
it's okay, we don't need to find it. I'm okay
curious,
with living
though.
without it.
But who knew that people just like eating sandwiches?
I know.
Who knew?
Sandwiches, especially pressed paninis. Those are really nice.
Yeah.
Can I tell you guys about my new favorite Twitter gimmick account?
No.
Okay.
Okay, now you can.
Okay. So my new favorite Twitter gimmick account is called Cats Being Weird Little Guys.
Nice.
It just posts pictures of cats being weird little guys.
Please show us some
Oh, wait.
examples.
Oh, I sent it to the wrong person. God damn it.
Oh, well, I hope that person enjoys
Yikes.
cats like little guys.
Damn it.
I'm not sure,
All right,
Zach.
hold
I
on.
don't know. You can't go on the Ferris wheel, I think, and the rocket you've been on goes to the top, but you can't jump off. You
There we
can't
go.
make it stop either, right? It's just it has its
It
own
just moves on
momentum.
its own, yeah.
Cats are just.
Look at that cat.
Oh,
I don't
He's
think
just
you were
been a
there,
weird little guy.
Grant, but I sent I think Lawrence and Zach were, but I discovered the existence of like, what is it? British short hair cats and their round faces. That I'm just like, I want to pinch their cheeks.
the Council of
They're
Cats.
so pinchable. The meeting. I just love cats being weird.
Or in other words, a bunch of
It's this cat, I believe. The one where like this was.
Oh, yes.
His face.
Yeah.
Such a realistic painting.
Yeah. Makes you want to just touch it.
But this guy's
Man,
this
that
cat's
cat's got long arms.
Great.
For legs?
I
don't know.
I specifically also, if I were to get one, I want one in this color because I think the normal average type is like the gray ones, which is like this. But I want one of the
Trying
golden
to
ones.
move away from it, or are you trying to make a sale here? Because that is a cat.
That's a cat.
That kid.
I know. I just once again the pinch. I just like. Don't you just want to pinch its cheeks?
I don't know if I want to. He looks a little. He's having
He
a
looks
moment.
pissy.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
He's
Probably
having a who am I, what am
life.
I moment. So I'll
I
pinch his
also
cheeks later.
posted.
Who am I? What am I? Why are we here?
I cannot leave this platform.
Oh, that's a lot of cheek.
That's a lot of cheek.
You're a
So
lot.
satisfying. Okay. it's not a thing, Zach, you think, where you're gonna have to get all of the coins, right?
No.
Be right back. Gonna grab food.
And you can't, I don't know, you have no access to any of this. There's no photo mode. There's a...
What if you take a screenshot with your...
Ouch.
Damn.
But yeah, something that my mom like says, she's like, you like this cat so much, it's like, if you like this cat so much, like, it'll genuinely be a thing. If I were to get a cat like this, it would truly resemble its owner, because I also have a round face. To which some people say I got like big cheeks as well, like pinchable cheeks. And I'm like, you know what? I will embrace it. I don't care.
As long as you have cat.
As long as cat, yes, indeed. Can you go on the track, Zach, or are you like...
Nope.
Okay. Where is the, what is it, the type of ride that, just lifts you up so you have a view of the park? You need that. You need that.
Oh, and then you free fall?
No, not that one.
Oh.
Specifically not that one. It's just a nice, calm one that goes up and then rotates you.
How do you guys feel about amusement parks?
I like
rides. Oh, I like them, but they're super tiring.
Fair.
Rides are nice. As long as no lines. I think Zach just coughed.
Oh.
No, I said I like them. I love amusement parks.
Oh.
They're great.
Okay.
I haven't
cool.
really been able to enjoy amusement parks to like the extent that I used to for a long time. Ever since I've been like, as I get older, I get a lot more sensitive to like motion and stuff. So
Sure.
So it's like there are a lot of roller coasters that I used to really like, and to be fair, it might also just be age. Like the roller coasters are just getting older, but there are a lot of roller coasters that I really used to like going on. But if I go on them now, it's too like shaky and rattly, and I have to take like an hour break before the next ride, because otherwise I'll just vomit. It's just like, I don't want to be
I don't
here.
think I've hit that stride yet. I still get like that really nice adrenaline rush, I think, and then I scream. I need to like to verbally,
Nah, I
get
don't
it out
scream.
there. Like,
I don't
yeah,
like
I'm going
being
at
loud.
high speeds. Yeah. Instead, you'll take
What's funny?
vomit. I think that's fine.
I like to imagine Zach just completely stone-faced, like not even like smiling, just looking off 1,000-yard stare as he like free falls on the thing and everyone else is screaming.
No, yeah, and then imagine he gets off the ride, and that's when he just like he goes to the edge or like a corner, and that's when he just full on screams.
Like after you have a delayed reaction.
Yeah. I think the only time I think I've gotten like a new effect of coming off a ride is that I think last time I went to I'm still gonna call it Tower of Terror, whatever, Avengers Tower now. I came off of that with like my hands shaking because I think it was so much adrenaline. Because I normally don't like drop tower rides at all, but Tower of Terror is an exception.
Nice.
Isn't it the Guardians Tower now?
Yes.
Oh wait. Are you talking about a amusement park in California? Or are you talking about the one in Florida?
I'm talking about the one in California.
Okay, so never mind. We're probably talking about two
Nondescript
different
amusement park.
parks then. Because in Universal, because at Universal, no, not Universal, at MGM Studios in Orlando, Florida, the Tower of Terror, because they also had a Tower of Terror, was replaced with a Guardians of the Galaxy, The Greatest Escape ride.
Yeah, this one's also turned into Guardians of the Galaxy.
You just
as
said
well.
Avengers Tower.
I know, I was wrong. But, at the same time, Guardians of the Galaxy, they're also part of the Avengers, so I'm also not entirely wrong.
It's all Marvel, baby.
So Marvel,
Exactly.
baby.
But yeah, they're fun. What about you, Grant?
About
Still into
amusement
them?
parks?
But yeah, you still into one?
I don't know why I wish I could enjoy them, but for some reason I never have. I've gone to like Disneyland and like state fairs and stuff, and I don't know, I just get too anxious. Just like a lot of people, and I don't know.
Oh, is it like the okay? If there was less people, then would it like change your opinion?
I don't know.
No.
I just no. I mean, I don't know. I just never have really enjoyed them.
Okay.
But it is what it is.
It is what it
Especially
is.
not now with COVID.
Yeah, I don't know. Just the overcrowding is definitely one thing, though. I definitely do not like it.
Do you remember back during the dawn of the pandemic, like relatively early 2020, when Disneyland tried to have itself declared as a sovereign city, so that way they could declare their own regulations, i.e., no regulations, and not close down.
Yep.
Great.
I wonder, because obviously,
I might
right,
have to look this up, because I don't know where this fucking rocket ship is.
like because of pandemic, right? People are like pouring into Disney more. I don't know. Do you guys think that'll like ease up at all? Because isn't like Disney trying to be less capacity as well? But I mean, it doesn't feel like it, to be honest.
Trying.
I don't even know. I don't even know if they've
it.
let the floodgates open or not.
I think they have a sticky note on the back of one of the janitor closets that says maybe think about less capacity.
Yeah. who
Maybe.
knows?
Maybe that's what
But
it is.
fuck it, right? Money.
Exactly. Okay, let's see. Welcome. Spelled it wrong. I spelled it Walcoms.
Welcome.
Did you want to look up what the enjoy the view from the top of the rocket is?
That's what he's doing.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Thank you, Grant.
So I figured by this point, after
Enjoy
doing this level like 3 times.
Yeah, I want to see more of the.
Oh, that's why he said welcome, because this is welcome to Windaria. Okay.
Yeah. Welcome.
To the internet.
Oh, Bo Burnham.
Welcome to Windaria. Waddle Dee locations. Rocket location.
Welcome to the internet.
Oh.
Have a look around.
Oh, okay.
Is this something stupidly obvious and we're all just
it's
dumb?
not exactly stupidly obvious, but I definitely wouldn't have thought about it.
Okay.
You could see it right now.
What'd you think of Inside?
This one?
Yeah, it's this one at the
What
top
is
of
it?
the top of the sign.
What'd you think of Inside? That's it.
That's the rocket.
God damn it.
Inside.
Yeah.
Oh, Bo Burnham's inside.
Yeah.
I was like, I was going through like different conversations where like, oh yeah, the inside of my house is pretty okay, I guess.
Yeah. What do you
Oh,
think?
yes,
Like the
Game
Inside, isn't that the name of a video game? And it was
Yeah,
like,
it's a
oh
video
wait,
game.
because I mentioned Welcome to the Internet.
Yeah.
Did I?
It's
Oh,
Does
it
that
doesn't
count?
count. You have to
Because
complete the
you have
level.
to-
Fuck.
it's
Oh,
1/3
that's
funny,
depressing.
2/3 real and depressing.
Yeah. When did you watch it?
Oh man. I think last summer. When did it come out?
Like I think early 2021.
2021. It might have been the summer of 2021 when I watched it. Because I watched it with some friends. All
Oh.
online, by the way. Just no one freaks out. All online, we watched it, and we got some drinks. We were expecting a real good laugh, and we did have a couple of laughs, but
It was mostly.
it was mostly. It was very real.
Yeah.
Like
I
that
watched
moment.
it alone at night.
You watched it alone. That's crazier.
I watched it alone at night, and because I didn't know what to expect, and I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna.
Yeah, I was like,
stare
it's
at
Bo
the
Burnham.
ceiling
He's a
for-
funny guy.
Yeah, I'm just gonna stare at the ceiling for a couple hours now.
Yeah. Like the part that gets me every time I think about it is when he's talking about like how he's always planned to finish the special before he turns 30, and then because when he's 30 he wants to get a big house and everything. Then he looks at the alarm clock, which is like 11:59. He's like, all right, almost my 30th birthday, and I accomplished nothing of what I said I would do.
Yeah, it's like that sometimes.
And then the screen sits there for the entire minute in complete silence. Every camera slowly zooming in on the alarm clock. Bo Burnham's, he's just sitting there and staring at the alarm clock as well. And then suddenly it's 12, and he's like, okay.
And then
No
just sit there
big
for a little
fanfare.
longer, and then that's it.
Yeah, like that's it.
It's
And then it goes off to the next comedy musical.
great music, but
Great music, yeah.
man, fucking ow.
Fucking ow, indeed. Oof.
I will say,
If you're ever feeling depressed, go watch it.
No, do not. It will make you more.
It'll make you. Yeah,
it'll make
don't
you
do it.
more.
It'll make you more depressed.
You like being more.
Yeah.
more.
If you're feeling depressed, watch the earlier Bo Burnham stuff. That's more comedy.
There you go.
Anyways, I cut you off, Saba.
Oh, no, I was gonna talk about something that was not related to this. So I was like, I'm glad you finished your thing. But I, for the first time, emailed a game company about a tech issue because it was a new app, and I was like, I like this game. I think it's nice because I'm normally not the type to do anything. I'm just very hidden. I'm like, I don't need to talk to anyone, do anything. But I was like, this is a new game. I want it to do well. And it does have it has a lot of tech problems, and people are 100% being yeah, some of this kind of sucks, right? Some of the loading times, some things are an issue. To which I was like, when I emailed that, I'm like, okay, this app does have issues, to which a lot of people already have told you about it, but this one issue that I found, no one's talked about it, so I wanted to let them know. And I was like, that's my first time doing that. I'm like, you guys, I don't know about you guys, but I've never done that. I think Zach, do you would you tend to do that a lot? I feel like Zach's the type to be yeah, this is a problem, and then he just sends in an email to the creator or something being this sucks, fix it.
No, because I have a very keen understanding as to how little that normally matters. So no, I'm not usually the type of person to send those kinds of emails.
Anyways,
What was the app?
what was the result?
Oh, well, the app is just a new kind of small game, but they did email me back being hey, we want to like look at this issue specifically, and I even
Send
had
us
to,
your
like,
phone.
Send us
Well,
your
I-
credit card info.
credit card info, but I ended up like sending them like a video of like what I was talking about, because it was weird. What was happening is that like the music of the game going into the app was fine, but when I would exit out and then come back in, it would just like disappear. And I was like, I don't think this is normal. You should normally be able to like normally I would assume when you're designing games, you want like the music to stick
To
around.
keep going.
Yeah. So when it just like cuts off, I was just like, this is weird, and I dislike the music suddenly going away. But I also think it's a tech issue, so I was like, I'll let them know. And so I feel like they actually, like, I sent them the video then, and they're like, okay, well, we sent it to like the department and stuff like that, because
The department.
the
SCP.
related department. Yes.
No, I
SCP.
know, but I just like it. We sent it to the department.
The relevant
You will hear
department.
you will hear back
President.
from us within the day. Fine.
Nice. So yeah, I was like, I'm glad it seems to have turned out okay. Because I was like,
Yeah.
there's already so many other people on reviews, like grilling them about certain issues, which to a certain degree are like which are troublesome. But I feel like they've already addressed some of the issues. But there are some other ones which I'm like, these are just game design choices, which maybe suck for like some people. I'm just like a very slow casual burner until it comes to games. So I'm like, I don't care. I can just play like a game for like a long time and get through things slowly. So I was like, there's no point in talking about that. But this is like a bug. I think this is a genuine bug. So I was like, you know, they'll probably be like, oh, hey, can you like tell us more so we can fix it? And I think I was right.
Saba's a slow casual burner because she's in the
On
lower.
mobile games.
She's on the lower left-hand corner of the stove.
Yeah.
True. Left hand corners, gang. Lower
No, lower right.
Yes. Lower left hand. Let's go.
It's always lower right. It's obviously
fools, I'm in the
always
middle.
lower right.
You're in the middle.
Turn on all 4 of them and just put a giant ass walk over it.
Wait, if he's in
my
the middle,
stove- my
that
stove
means
has- my stove
there's
has
a
5,
3
one
stove
on each
burner
corner
instead?
and 1 in the middle. No,
You have
so-
5?
Yeah.
Oh, is it
You're
arranged kind of like a
an own
trapezoid?
class.
Like 3 on the bottom, 2 on the top?
No, 1 in each corner and then
One in the
One in the
center?
middle?
Yeah.
Like
It's
an
like an
X. Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
this.
like next. Like that one. Except not made of dirt.
What?
Excuse me,
Except
this is made
on-
of tar.
Beggars can't be
Tar.
choosers.
Beggars
only
can't.
looked like
Beggars
that
can't be
after
bruisers.
Christmas, after all that cooking.
Beggars can't be beggars.
They can't. You're not allowed to be.
Sir, are you begging?
You can't do
You
that.
can't have that.
We're gonna have that.
America.
Stand over here, prepare to be executed.
Anywho, that was the Saba Daily Adventure update, brought
Nice.
to you by Saba.
Saba's incredibly mundane adventure.
Incredibly mundane for most people adventure, yeah.
Hey, as long as they fix the problem that you were having, or
Yeah. No, it's good that
At
you
least
brought it to
you,
their
yeah,
attention.
brought it up to them.
Yeah, so they know it's a problem. 'Cause like you said,
I always find that it's the small groups that make stuff that you can actually send a concern about and they'll respond.
they care.
They care. But it has to be like really small. Like I did that a few times when I was like modding games. And they're like, ah, yo, this mod is kind of buggy. Can you fix this? And then like I didn't really expect a reply. I just needed a vent. And I sent a reply like, all right, it's fixed now.
Like, that seems
nice.
that's pretty nice. Yeah, I
For what
mean,
game? Skyrim?
Skyrim, Minecraft. I think that's it.
that's some nice looking water.
Skyrim craft?
Yeah, and they're usually mods are usually made by like one person usually. So it's
The
like
Minecraft mod in Skyrim?
the Minecraft mod in Skyrim and the Skyrim mod in Minecraft.
Yeah.
It goes both ways. But more importantly, the Skyrim mod in Skyrim.
God. Can't wait till they get that finished.
you get a magical artifact with like a little screen on it, and you're like, oh, what's this? You activate it, and it's just a computer monitor with Skyrim on it.
Oh, do you see that? 25 seconds, Zach.
I got
It's like
it.
playing
Oh, yes.
Doom and Doom.
I can play Skyrim while playing Skyrim.
I saw the video of oh shit, I didn't realize it was gonna be tar.
fool.
I didn't realize it was gonna be tar,
25
man.
seconds
I like
lost.
I like the video of a guy playing Doom on a pregnancy test.
Have
Oh
you
my
seen playing Doom
God.
and Doom?
I have not seen playing Doom and
Oh,
Doom.
22 seconds.
Hey, let's go.
Oh, there's a Waddle Dee even. No wonder it wasn't that hard.
He's the prize. There's also Doom on Archive of Our Own, which is hilarious.
What's Archive of Our Own?
It's a like literature site for like fiction and fan fiction stuff.
Wait, so is it? So did they just upload the ROM?
No, it's like you can play it on the website.
No, right, but like, how could you play it on the website? Because like, it doesn't make any sense.
Let me find it for you.
Oh, music.
I don't want
Oh
any.
my God,
I don't
is
want
this
any
real?
fucking bombs, dude.
I think I've already found the website.
Flinged. You want bombs now?
Here it is.
I'm assuming that it's part of the level.
It's called But Can It Run
But
Doom?
can it run, Doom?
Pretty funny.
Oh, this single Doom game is controlled simultaneously by everyone looking at this page. Ah, no wonder.
Holy shit! Now that's
But can it run
awesome.
Doom?
I love that.
Can it run, Doom? And it sure does. I don't know what's happening because it's like 1 frame a second.
Wait, are you looking at it right now?
Co-op stream.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
Are you looking at a video or the website itself?
The website itself.
Wait, so is it actually going nuts?
I
It's
don't
running
know.
Doom.
It's running Doom.
Oh, that's incredible.
Here, I'll do this. I'll keep pressing shoot once, and then I'll see if that acts up.
About to
Your
make it
computer
act
just
up.
crashes.
Yeah. God damn it, we're stuck in the main menu. Alright, what did I expect from Switch Controls game?
Honestly.
I want more Twitch Plays games. I know they did like a bunch more after Twitch Plays Pokemon finished Emerald, but they just didn't have the same, panache,
It didn't have the original lore.
The original lore. Doesn't it hurt?
The lore of original Twitch Plays Pokemon is incredible.
Was incredible, yeah, I agree. Hey, sir, please swing. Thank you.
Sir? Sir?
Please.
Turn around, sir.
That was a lot of damage very quickly from those little stars. I guess maybe
stars
because they're
do
less
them up.
interesting to use, the little stars, as opposed to your powers.
Pretty much.
Cool. What did I get? The Gigant Sword.
The good Grant sword.
The Grant. I'm often terrified of Grant, so.
Good.
Good.
All according to plan.
All according to Gekaku. Oh, hey.
Take a little chip and eat it.
Hey,
secret.
game thought that they could
Let's
sneak
go.
one by me. I saw that.
You ain't slick game.
You ain't slick, son. I saw the grass, how suspicious it was.
I'll have another race.
Fuck. This one's like twice as long.
Let's go.
Good luck.
I got it. It's easy. Do you know who I am? I am the video game boy.
It's him, the video game boy.
Oh.
This was what the Mario Kart was training you for.
Earlier today, it's true.
Yeah.
The trailer for Fears 10 looks a little crazy. I didn't expect Kirby to be here.
Oh,
You fool.
he's got jokes. You like that little shortcut?
Cut corner.
Oh, I could jump. Holy shit, it's an enormous map, though.
I wish I told you your current time. Oh wait,
No,
is
you
that
gotta
the
figure
end?
that out for yourself.
Yeah, you're right. Oh
You're
my
not keeping
God.
a stopwatch on every single move you make.
You're right. I should.
No!
No!
Are you shitting me? I cut so many corners on that.
You could have cut the first corner, Zach.
There was a lot of corners I could have did. At least I get to retry it because there's a retry
Oh,
star
that's
here.
nice.
my computer's storage space is running low. Is it?
Told to
Time
make
to get
some
rid of
room.
Oh
some
yeah.
video.
Holy crap. My local disk is very full. I don't know why though.
Time to
I'll have to look into that later. I should be fine for today though. Alright, well, let's try it again.
Running it back.
Bap bap.
Hey Zach, this first corner you can just cut right, I think.
You're right, I could.
Yeah, right, indeed.
Wee.
What a weird, like, trick.
Just skip the race.
Oh,
Nice. Holy shit, he's got moves.
He's got the moves, dude! Ow!
He's believing.
Vin Diesel would be proud.
gosh.
Wow, I feel like we got here really quickly.
Yeah.
You just gotta, while you're jumping, say family, you know?
Family. Family. Family.
Alright, sub 30, sub 30.
30.
Okay, that's
42, I'll take that. That's a
I thought it
waddle
was
dee.
way less still.
Hey, wait a minute, it just gave me the capsule again?
Dude, nice.
I think it may maybe reset your prizes too.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah, I think it said that, but we just, ignored it.
Oh, I don't
Who
read.
needs directions? I can't.
Yeah, that's apparent.
Near Zach.
No, Zach.
Oh.
It was funny because earlier on today, I was like, Zach was like, "Yo, you want to like hang out?" And at first I was like, "Okay, I got a couple of stuff to do." But once I finished those stuff, I was like, "Okay, Zach, I can hang out for about 2 hours if you want to do that." And his response was like, "By that time I'll probably be eating, so probably not."
I read I can hang out for about 2 hours as I can hang out in about 2 hours. So instead of 4, it was in when I read it.
Yeah, which I was like, yes. Zach
Reach the
can
first
leave."
race's goal within 20 seconds!
Holy shit.
Oh, remember,
damn.
I think we just learned we can cut corners, Zach, so let's go.
Oh,
Smash
Run it back.
Smash
Look
that
at me.
nitro button.
Hell yeah.
You gotta go.
Hit the
Man.
Nas.
The Nas. You gotta hit the Nas, you gotta have Tokyo Drift playing in the background.
Deja
You
vu.
need all the stuff.
Ooh, Invasion at the House of Horrors. That sounds
No,
fun.
beat the race first, Zach.
I know.
Beat the
We'll get
race.
there
Beat the
soon.
meat.
Yeet the
Yeah.
meat.
Eat the meat. To the beat of the street.
Hey guys, 20 seconds is gonna make it.
We shall see.
See, the guy's just angry you cut in line, okay?
Yeah.
I had the fast pass.
Damn. The rich get richer once again.
This is America.
This is Kirby.
This is Kirby.
This is Kirby.
Yeah, there's no way I could cut there. Big ass. Oh, it was this.
Oh, it was at this. Yeah.
He lost.
Fuck.
Okay.
I could
So
do that.
yeah,
I can
if
do
you just
that.
don't hit the tar, you're good.
The game's gonna be like, what? Why are you resetting?
Oh,
You
Taco
did
sauce.
See, look, mission in progress and collected items will be revert
Will revert.
something, whatever.
I can't
think.
read that.
To the prior of the race.
I'm glad
this is
you
a,
read
this
that.
is a fucking video game. You want me to read in a video game?
Yes.
Yeah.
Who am I? Jesse and Grant?
Damn.
Yikes.
You said it, not me.
I know.
At least you acknowledge your shortcomings.
That's
Wow.
not short.
Wow.
See, if with Grant being so tall, at least some other things have to, balance him out, right?
You're saying I have to be short?
Are you
that.
into short?
No, I'm saying
fine?
because your height is
This is
so
called
tall,
wearing
right?
shorts.
Some other thing has to be short.
I am wearing shorts.
There you go, balance right there.
Perfectly balanced. That's all it should be. But Grant, are you rocking short shorts?
Grant, are you
they
rocking booty
can-
shorts?
Listen, I have some scissors right next to me. They can be.
He's like, if it gets warm enough, don't
If
tempt
it gets warm enough, everybody's gonna see my gross, very
Zach,
pale thighs.
I think hitting the boxes also makes you go slower.
Um,
Hitting anything makes you go slower.
Yeah, but
Oh,
they're
no.
also like in the middle of the road. I can't really go around them. So I don't think it necessarily goes slower. I think it just does hit stop, which doesn't actually impede the time at all. I'm not sure though. There's just because I mean like there's literally just like 1,000 boxes in the middle of the road. I can't really do anything about that. Let's go. And yeah, there are no shortcuts for this one, really. Surprisingly, it's very honest.
Surprisingly, in a Kirby game. $18, $19, no!
Could I go faster? Not really. There's not really a lot that I could do. Can I skip like a rock through the mud? That would actually be great if you had to like go out and clean the mud first and then do the race.
Watch as you could just like break through the gates. And we just never tried.
If they did that to me, I'd be very upset.
That'd be so funny.
Figured out the little tires you can go on top of.
Oh, let's go, let's go, let's go! No,
The little
hog.
tires, I assumed that they would make you
Hog.
bounce off, but it's like, wait a minute, that doesn't make any sense.
Let's fucking go.
I did
There it
it.
is.
Yay.
I feel like the next one's gonna be like under, what was it, 40 something seconds? Maybe that's what you're gonna have to
You
do.
think it's gonna be like
that'd be
finish under 40
crazy.
seconds?
Yeah, whatever the top thing is, if it's like 25, or I guess round down to like the highest, like just zero number, and then that's how you're gonna go underneath that.
I could do that. I'm a video game boy.
I like how you just knocked his bomb out of the way, like, mine's better.
It is though.
It's true. Oh, nice curve. Do we go in that area back
You
there?
know what?
What?
I just noticed that this looks like a plinko machine,
Horse
like a
plinko.
pachinko machine.
Uh-huh.
I wonder if I'm supposed to. I wonder if I get a thing if I hit the guy down there.
Oh, at the bottom.
Yeah.
Oh, so close. Yeah, that works. Oh my god. Nope. But it was
I
fun.
might have just not did it right. Who's to say though? Certainly not me.
Who's to say?
Who's to say?
It's him. It's Wild Edge.
He is on fire.
Well, yeah, he's doing great, man.
Yeah.
I know he's been in a bit of slump recently, you know, with battle of custody for his kids, but
Yeah.
I think will really be his turn. Oh no! Oh god!
God,
No!
he had children. Well, I guess it's going to the wife now.
Yeah,
Or
I mean,
ex-wife.
I guess she gets custody. I mean,
Yeah.
oh man.
It's a shame that she's not that good of a mother, but
Yeah,
no other choice there.
He was a really good dad, but
Yeah, he tried his best. Worked hard, played hard.
I learned.
Man, it's real shame.
I learned just yesterday because family was over and they were just kind of hanging out. I learned just yesterday. I think I told the story a while ago. When I first moved to California, Mom tried to like break into my phone to install tracking software, so that way, at a moment's notice, if she felt anxious or whatever, she could activate my phone and get my GPS signal, like no matter where or when I was. And I, and I obviously was not very cool at that, so I remember having like a big argument over it, and it was, I got told like, oh, you're such a spoiled little brat. It's not even your phone, yada yada, that sort of stuff. I learned yesterday she tried to do the same thing to my sister when she got her first phone, and keep in mind my sister's like 30, or sorry, she's like 40 now, but like so like it was a long time ago. And then she tried to do the same thing to my niece, her granddaughter, and so all three of us were like, really? She tried to do the same thing to you?
You had a Spider-Man pointing.
Yeah, and it was just, obviously Mom was not happy because she felt embarrassed. Oh my god, I got one. I'm gonna say we're good then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of crazy.
Yeah.
I
Kinda.
mean, it's so frustrating because I'm like, on one hand, like if you're the type to have like enough like anxiety and you're like maybe sometimes privy to spotting kind of anxiety inducing stuff, right?
Then you need medicine.
Probably. I'm just saying though, like the anxiety of like child abduction or stuff like that is really scary.
Using an invincibility candy.
Yeah, where's that?
Well, it's before Wild
Edge.
Wild Edge is the swordsman guy that we've been fighting.
Yeah, the guy who just lost custody of his kids because Zach killed him.
Oh, okay.
He's gonna come back. They respawn. Everything in this world respawns. It's okay.
Maybe.
Yeah, he respawns with a different life every time, though. Everything's always slightly different.
Well, the number of respawns goes on your credit report, so it lowers his credit report. So he's gonna appear less, reputable in court because of his low credit, because of how many times you killed him, and he's
with his
respawned.
fucking social credit.
Because he just can't make it. He just can't make it to court because he's recovering from
that too.
Wherever he went.
Respawning's a whole process, man. Like,
You're right. I do need to be more conscious of my actions as they affect other people.
Yes, please do. As you, the God Slayer Kirby.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Wait, who cares?
Yeah, wait. You're fine. A gentle drive.
Slow and steady wins the race.
Oh my god. He's fishtailing. Turn back. Victory lap. Fucking doing donuts over here.
Could you imagine being the guy in third place? The guy
the first place guy is doing donut.
Oh,
I like
so
how
good.
still got second place. So now we need an invincibility candy, wherever the hell that is.
Since they're timed, I'm assuming it's gonna be like a decent chunk ahead of him, Yeah. And then we have to like rush there.
Did we do the little locker thing gate thing right before the Plinko?
The gate thing right before the Plinko. You mean here on the right?
On the left.
On the left.
Right
the one that I had to open by pressing the button.
Oh, is that it? I don't remember.
Yeah. The red door over here. I had to press a button in order to get that to open.
Oh, okay.
Let me get some of these. Let me get some of this.
Well, somebody just do it.
What a silly little thing you are.
Who do you think you are? I am.
Oh my god, sorry. I thought I heard like a child screaming in terror and so I had to listen for a second. It was just an ambulance.
Oh, I mean, it's okay. They'll take care of it, Zach.
It's a child kidnapping. That's why your mother wanted to get that GPS.
Oh no.
Basically, yeah.
So is it in here maybe? Oh, okay, yeah, we did do this one. Kill him. Good.
Kill him.
Oh,
Oh. Wait, invincibility
Right.
count. Okay, book it.
fucking guy, dude. He's right here.
Oh, he's back from court.
You got him. No, my kids.
My credit score.
Oh, did I even have
My
a chance to tell
my
my
children.
dad backstory?
Man. Poor Wild Edge, man.
Poor Wild Edge.
Don't hate it when you're trying to fight for your kids, but the giant pink thing with a green hat and a giant
Giant?
sword. Giant pink thing, yeah. He's 9 foot tall, right?
Yes, of course.
It's all about perspective.
Oh my god, everything here is just really tiny.
Yeah.
You know what? Fuck you.
Oh my! Oh my God! What's that giant thing?
Oh god.
Oh, you literally. Okay. I thought maybe I could run into these things, but no. These robots are gonna take over the world.
I knew it. It's the precursor to Kirby Planet
Can't wait to
Robobot.
fly! Oh!
I want to play Robobot on stream. I think that'd be a great time.
Hell yeah. And you still got gold.
What the fuck?
There's only winning in this stream.
Drewing. Hey, Lawrence.
I am.
Are you ready for
Are you,
for
man?
more feminist discourse tomorrow?
What?
Oh, okay. Okay.
Oh man.
I was a little confused for a second, but yeah, sure.
Get hype, dude.
You did not know how long me and Zach talked.
We did.
Oh,
We
is
did
this
talk
about
for
the
a
thing
long
that
time.
you messaged me, Zach? But
Yes, I meant to
that
message
was
that
meant
to
for
Saba, and I
Saba.
sent it to Grant, and then after Grant responded, I was like, whatever, you already read it. I can just leave
I was
it.
like, I don't think we've ever talked about this, Zach. Also, I'm not sure if I'm qualified to talk about this.
Last time I checked, I'm not qualified.
But yeah,
Okay, we
we
did that
talked so much. I got fatigued by the end of it. Lawrence, I was
It
like, I'm
was
tired
one of
now.
those types of conversations, so it makes sense.
Oh boy.
All right.
Sounds
I was
fun.
like, I thought too much. I'm tired. I need to
can't wait to
recharge.
join this conversation while I'm sweating my. I was gonna say sweating my
Balls.
sweating my head off on boss fights, and more importantly,
What?
jumping puzzles.
Oh,
Nice.
look at that. I like these levels.
They're cool.
Yeah, pink.
That's true.
Which
I
is
like
a
the
little on the
DNA in the
warm
background, because that's not concerning.
Kirby DNA.
God, no longer. Not only is he 9 foot tall, but he can also shrink down to quantum levels and see the
Oh god. He's so powerful. I knew it.
powerful.
Star
The game is
Warrior
generous.
DNA. Hey, nice. That was fun.
Rare stone.
Oh.
See, now this is my type of game. I like games that allow me to like 100% clear every area before moving on to the next boss. That was one of the things, because Lawrence, you didn't end up choosing to play it, but Shantae and the Pirate's Curse, loved the game, talked about it a lot, how much I like that game. One of the things that I really, really, really fucking hate is that in order to get like the good ending of the game, which has like actual extra content at the end of it, you have
to choose the bad choices, and then you can start complaining about 100%.
No, but you have to get to the final level. Like it's essentially in order to get the true ending, you have to find all the collectibles in the game, but most of the collectibles don't unlock until you've already seen the final level, like until you have access to it. And so it leads to this really frustrating thing where I felt like I was already done with the game, but nah, I had to play it for like another hour and a half because all the stuff that I'm looking for is way back at the beginning of the game. And I don't like that. That's no good. I like games that allow you to finish them in a reasonable time frame. And this game's kind of nuts. Look how fast these fucking conveyor belts are going.
They do be one of them.
There we go.
If the game is short, I won't be super opposed to them making that choice. Because, like, all right, I'll just spend another hour or two on the game. It's fun anyways. But if it's a long game, then it's going to be like...
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about, boyo. Yay! This one looks fun. Look at that.
Yay.
Yay, fun things.
Fun things. Fun things. And Kirby with a sword.
Yeah. Kirby with a sword, what he gonna do?
What he gonna do? What the Kirby doing, though?
What that Kirby do?
Show me what that Kirby do.
Does he give the goose?
Look at this nice beats.
Oh my god.
Boo.
Is this supposed to be like what is
Oh,
it?
yeah,
It's
it is
like
the
the
boo sound
laser
effect,
tag
isn't it?
thing.
It is like laser tag.
Can't fucking believe I jumped on that.
What a little baby you are, Lords.
As both of you said, "Oh my god!"
Yeah, but I didn't jump. I just said, "Oh my god," and pooped a little. It's different.
Oh shit, you got me there.
Yeah,
At least you kept your dignity. They're in your pants.
It's in your.
Oh.
Stop it!
Stop it!
Stop, please! No.
This does feel like a bowling alley, like with the fucking black light effect. I love it.
Got him.
Push over here. Oh, you think you slick?
Oh no.
Oh, you gotta time it. Nice.
It was a magic trick. You guessed correctly.
Yeah.
Guess.
You did it.
You did it.
I didn't do it, didn't I? Ow. Behold, Fury Cutter.
Nice. Oh, he's got chakrams. Oh.
Oh my god.
Now it really is a bowling alley.
Yeah.
Like, oh shit.
And if you see over here, these are two black holes colliding. Let's see what
Oh
happens.
no. It's my least favorite of the Kirby forms.
Light.
Lights.
Illuminate. Illuminate.
Illumination.
Entertainment.
Man, he's rocking that beat.
He do be. Juju on that beat, Kirby. Damn it.
Man, this music. Trippy.
Flash out.
Flash out. Think fast, chuckle nuts.
Oh man, I love doing that in shooter games. When I'm just playing with my friends, and I just go, "Hey, does this flashbang look funny?"
I did that so many times in CS:GO of just buy flashbang. Hey guys.
Hey man, this ain't working a little bit. Can you test it out? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Ah! God, my eyes! But yes, they work.
Yeah, cool. Thanks.
Try lighting again for a
Glad to help.
second. Oh, only one shot. That's disappointing. Nope, there it is.
I just have to go back far enough, I guess.
Lucky shot.
Lucky shot. Deflated.
Zach makes the same mistake twice, goes in for the third time.
You have a fucking problem. Alright.
Successful, third time's the charm.
God, his face stretches!
Yeah. You don't like Kirby with the body?
Kirby with that ball.
I was afraid that this enemy type would show
Wah,
up.
wah, wah.
Light.
The light.
The
Oh god.
non-light.
I could not see.
Because of the light. Blinded by the light.
Did I not go that way?
No, I think you were right in going the other way.
Oh.
It was probably
Yeah, you could have kept going.
Man. But by then, it was real nice.
It was actually very lovely and warm. Thanks.
Yeah. Went to a hospital right afterwards. Got my face fixed up. Now I look like Tom
White
Hardy.
Bane. Yeah, I'm White Bane.
White Bane.
God.
Got a nice set of hair.
I grew hair.
Yeah.
Put Rogaine on my head.
Yeah.
he still has the same sound effects for the jump,
Boy.
even in bulb form.
Bulbasaur form.
Bulbaform.
Oh,
Sore form.
ow. Ow.
Oh, my form is sore.
Excellent timing, Zach. Thank you very much, Zach. I appreciate it.
Hey, we don't even need to be here.
Yeah.
That's been apparent for a while. No.
Oh, man.
Oh, fuck. Oh, shit.
Oh, my
No!
He's
I don't
like,
think that's how solar panels work.
underestimated
Got
Go,
it.
Zach, quickly.
He did it. Oh. They had a little
Are you,
something,
trying, are you trying to act like I'm a dog now? Good job, Zach. You did it. Good boy. Fuck you.
I heard it's not about, like, for at least animals, I heard it's not about what like you actually say to the animal, but the tone of voice you use.
I believe that.
I believe
Yeah,
that.
that makes sense. They can tell.
They can't understand English, so yeah, I believe that.
So they're like, they're yelling.
The thing is, dogs can, like, end up recognizing their own names, I believe. But not because, you know, they understand English, but it's just, like, the sound you used, like, when you call them is the same. So they're like, ha!
Isn't that
Yeah,
how
but
names
most
normally
people-
work?
Who?
Well, yeah, but I don't think they understand, like, letters and, like, you know, pronunciation and stuff like that.
fuck?
They're just, like, sound.
Don't.
Oh!
Oh my god.
Gotcha.
Wait, so would this chest have been? Because this was just like it was just a hallway, and then I walked up to here, and then the chest appeared on the other side.
So you gotta test
So I guess
the chest.
I gotta walk up to the wrong one first, so that way the stuff actually appears.
Oh, hey,
Oh,
it's
hello.
Ghost.
Boo Radley.
Boo Radley.
Ooh, really?
Boo Burnham.
Boo Radley. Oh. Boo Radley from
Bing Boo.
Bird.
Welcome to the Mockingbird. Have a look
No.
around. We still have
what
the
a-
pressure.
I was gonna say, what a fucking crossover, Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
Did you see the? Did you see the?
Oh, get Crash.
What?
Swallow bomb. Do
I
they
don't
have
think that. I
Crash
don't think that
ability?
works in this. Holy shit! It
Crash.
does. What the fuck?
Yes, it's a one-time big use usually. Yes.
Oh my god.
Oh my
That
god.
was
Yes.
awesome, dude. What the hell?
Crash is sick.
Oh, that's
You're
why
supposed to
there's
use
so
it
many
here.
enemies here. Oh, the things probably kill them with Crash, isn't it?
Yes.
Oh,
What are you doing?
And Zach just.
I have to get far enough away so that way they can't like hurt me on the way here.
Oh, please.
Oh my god.
Got him. Dude, this is
Hello,
the coolest shit. Okay.
Hello, animation team. I want you guys to animate a giant explosion. It's like, yeah, okay. What's our budget? Yes.
Yes. That is a word.
That is a word.
Crash
Man,
is
there was
sick as
no
hell.
Waddle Dee for doing that. That's
Just a snack.
that's so sad.
But you got the secret snack.
I did get the secret snack. The secret
Yeah.
snack. Well, that works. All right, one of you is real, one of you is fake. That one's fake. Thank you. A weird like visual trick to do in a game that is not for the 3DS.
Yeah.
You know? Oh. My suck forms have the ability. Oh, and now we're doing like a shooting gallery. Oh, how
Hey,
fun.
on-rail shooters.
How fun. How quaint. I missed that one. Okay. On to the
Now
next
for
one.
this one.
Do you like,
like
my
how he
hat? It is
waddles.
made of garbage.
Oh. Garbage hat.
And you like garbage is made of my hat.
I got him. Destroyed 13 aliens using
Bending
bending mouth. That's what they call your mom.
Oh my god. Oh my lord.
Ah, I regret saying that.
Do you?
Yeah, I've been going back through Bowser's Inside Story. Oh yeah, no one's watching this stream, right? You guys can't actually see anything. Because I actually updated the follower and subscriber notifications.
Yo, perfect in one go. Let's go.
They call me Mr. Gamer.
Oh.
But yeah, so I've been going back through. Oh, that's a 4-star.
Let's go. Gotcha, Kirby.
Very nice.
I've been going back through Bowser's Inside Story, and man, that was like right after we finished Ace Attorney 1, I think, was when we did Bowser's Inside Story, and that was like, and like Bowser's Inside Story, the playthrough spanned the time where I, moved here to North Carolina, and man, I said a lot of shit that I regret.
No.
No.
It's actually it's totally fine though, because it's giving it continues to give me more and more perspective on the types of stuff that I say when I think that no one's listening. You know?
Sure.
What the heck did you say?
No, it was just stuff
He
where
said
like
the
I was
gamer
trying to
word.
say
He
stuff to
said
be
the
like
gamer
edgy
word.
and funny.
Yeah. The gamer word.
I never used the gamer word. You can't put that evil on me. Fuck you, guy.
Fine, and I'll use it. Neanderthal.
Why is that the gamer word?
Nintendo 64.
I do like how it still begins with N though.
Because with an N, it's still an insult.
Yeah.
I had a teacher who pronounced it Neanderthal.
What?
Yeah.
Filthy
heard him.
or don't answer that.
Well, I gotta get going. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.
Goodbye.
He's leaving at 9 every day now. This guy.
This man.
This man.
How
Well, hello.
dare he leave?
We might as well get started on the Sunday stream now. So, women.
So women.
Just kidding.
Hello. I'd like to classify as women.
Hello? Why?
Well,
You wanted something?
I'm part
even
of the
though I
women.
am maidenless, I would like to
You
classify
are
as women.
maidenless.
You are, in fact, maidenless. It is true.
Unless you choose not to be maidenless, in which case I shall respect your choices.
But what would that ensue if I were to be like, okay, I choose not to be maidenless anymore? Where would I find maiden?
Hopefully not the same place as the rest of us. Less competition, alright?
Made in.
Less competition,
I've
yeah?
heard
Oh,
of.
no.
I've heard of made in China. I've heard of made in
Made in
USA.
China.
Maiden.
I've heard of made in, I don't know, India, I guess. I don't know.
Made in Vietnam is another big one. Made in Pakistan is another one.
There's a lot of maidens, okay? I don't know where I would look.
The maiden store.
There's a maiden store?
Yeah, but it's only for the desperate. It's only for the truly desperate.
Ah, yes,
And the
maiden.
exceptionally rare.
The exceptionally rare.
Yes, with that accent in particular.
Let's go this way.
Yeah. You're correct.
You are indeed correct.
And ooh, dude, so many.
He's coming with you.
Right, he did. That guy also
I
followed.
second was okay with you.
Oh shit, no.
Now I'm thinking of like a game show style thing. Like, all right, what do you call a boy who does not have any girlfriends? Is it single? Is it alone? Or is it maidenless? Answer C, maidenless. That is correct.
That is correct.
$1 million. Yeah, $1 million. But no maiden.
As the music like cuts out,
Yeah.
just looks at the
I guess it is
contestant.
that, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that like
No,
big
look
sound effect
straight
comes
into the
in.
camera, and it sits there for like 5 seconds longer than it should have.
Ooh, look at this level. Look at the image.
Dream Parade?
Now that is my aesthetic.
A lot of lights.
Yeah, and also nighttime.
Fair.
By the way, Lawrence, I could not achieve any gold medal on the last event in Genshin. It was too hard for me.
I probably needed that fire, huh?
It was the one where you
Was it
like
then?
tag you. There was a
Oh, the
team of
tag
two.
team event thing.
Yeah.
Last one's a little tough, so that makes sense.
I got silver though, so I was happy enough with that.
I mean, still have a few days if you want to keep at it.
No, I gave up. It's fine. I already got the gems. The last one just gives me more of the level up stuff, which I'm like, I can make those already. I'm good.
And here's me competing with my friends. All right, who broke 5,000 points?
No way in hell am I that's happening with me. No way, sir.
No, with that attitude.
I tried my best, but I'm also trying to be humble, okay? I just can't. I'm not good enough yet.
B.
B.
I got a B, indeed.
But are you ready for Tuesday, though?
Oh my god, Tuesday. Wait, what day is the 30th? I thought that was Monday. Isn't it dropping the? Is it dropping the 30th or the 1st?
Should be dropping whatever Tuesday is.
Oh, that's
Yes,
a 29.
Usually you do it
Oh.
on Tuesdays.
I'm so ready. I got so many gems, but I think I should be getting Ayato relatively soon to begin with anyway.
Ta-da.
And to bring Zach up to speed, Saba's trying to get a maiden.
I'm trying to get a maiden that likes boba. What's frustrating though, I haven't seen Razor at all in terms of like, and he's a 4-star, right?
I'm waiting for him.
I don't have him either.
Give me.
I think I don't have Sayu or him. I don't know if I'm missing anybody else, but I feel like that's it.
Well, everyone's still waiting on him because it's already been leaked. Razor's not in the Ayato banner.
Yes, no, yeah. From what I think I saw, I think it
sad
was like
days.
Zhongli. In like
Dong Li. Excuse me?
Zhangling? I'm sorry.
Oh,
Pronunciation.
Shangling.
Yeah, sorry.
I was
Pronunciation.
say, careful of your pronunciation. there.
Sucrose, I think, is one.
Correct.
And then the last
And
one's the blank. I don't know. Oh, is it opera?
yes,
Okay.
that's the one word I was looking for you because I
don't
knew
remember
you
the
weren't gonna
name.
say the names. Like, at least tell me her occupation.
I didn't even remember her to begin for a second, but I was
Bad.
like, wait, it's coming to me. It's coming. It's opera girl.
Arriving, the music, I can hear it in my ears.
I can see the banners flashing with her in that position. Yeah.
Oh man, did I ever tell you the amount of racism that I saw when Yunjin was released?
Really? I thought
Yeah.
like there was a lot of people
And
that
I
actually got
I-
into her like the music and stuff when they were like.
Well, allow me to share, and I'll share in a way so that Zach knows what we're talking about. Yunjin is a character who's an opera singer, and they also hired in a professional Chinese opera singer to
Specifically Chinese opera.
specifically Chinese opera, so that they get like pure, authentic, well, Chinese opera. But when Yunjin was first revealed, oh man, the amount of energy of racism in the comment section be like, what the fuck is that noise of someone screaming?
I mean, it is kind of startling if you've never heard it before. That doesn't mean, screaming, but.
But then they started going on and on with like insults.
Yeah, then that's like dumb. Yeah. I was just the first time I saw her, I was like, who is she and why is she here? They gave me like Genshin. You did not like tell me anything, and now you're just dumb. Because normally I was like, I like having like a little bit of like an introduction to like a character idea before getting pitched the character. But she was just like left field, and they brought her story after they like officially brought her.
To
So
be fair, they do that with some characters. Ito, for example.
Ito
Yeah.
was
He was mentioned literally once in you find a piece of paper somewhere in the entire city that says like, hey man, there's this dude named Ito who's like kind of wrecking shop with his silly gang.
Oh, dude, look at this.
Oh, ooh.
Aww.
This is what I
I'm
mean
hitting-
when I say my.
that's-
Look at that.
That's hitting Nyazuko feels.
Yakuza.
Sorry.
Nyazuko.
That's also not- I know
Nyazuko.
it's a
Isn't
Nya.
Nyazuko that character from Demon Slayer?
Oh, Nezuko. That's probably what
Yeah.
it's combining.
Nyazuko.
Yeah, I had Nyan somewhere in the beginning, so I was like,
Oh, that's so good though. I love
Reminds
this. This
me
is
a
my
little
favorite
bit of.
level.
Now this also reminds me a little bit of Nier.
Sure.
somebody's seen Nier Automata.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
haven't
there's
played
that
any
there's
other
that
Nier.
one part.
There's a carnival place or whatever
Yeah, there's that one part.
location. Look, you took out most of the enemies.
The dogs followed me.
Yeah.
There's a duck on a bench.
Should go pick that dog.
Is it a ducklet or like a chicklet? What is it called again? Chicks? Just
ducklings
chicks?
usually.
Ducklings, that's what it is. I was like, I'm pretty sure they called something.
They're
Look,
called
this one's
ducks.
just sleeping.
The adults are called duckmans.
Oh, they didn't. Oh
They
my
scared.
god. Oh, they did. Okay, so if they take damage, they panic.
I thought that one was on
Feel
fire.
right.
There should be
I remember
one more, I think.
this, I don't know if you guys played, I think it was in Wii Sports Resort. There was like a kayak game, and one of their things was to take all the baby chicks to their,
Oh, look at all the baby bottles for the chicks.
the ducklings back to their mama. I remember that.
In Wii Sports Resorts?
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
You don't remember that?
I don't think I ever played
That-
Wii Sports Resort because that was a
Oh, it
a
is.
thing
Yeah.
that came out with the Wii Motion Plus controls, and I never got that. So
It was fun, very fun. I liked
Very
the
fun.
airplane.
I don't
love
believe
so
you.
many of the games. I love the airplane. I love the sword fighting.
Yeah.
I
They even had disc
love-
dog catching disc.
They
what is
have
it called?
disc dog.
disc dog catching. Yes,
Yes.
that's
They
my
had
favorite
archery,
species of dog. Disc dog.
Archery.
Archery. They
It
had
was okay. Biking. Oh man, I love that thing.
the biking. Yeah.
That actually got me started in running seriously. Not seriously, but like. As
But
a
like with
sport.
with
Running.
interest.
It wasn't just biking. It was also just running, right? I don't
Yeah,
remember.
biking and running. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
What
think
else
that-
was there?
I think that was one of my favorite.
They had the
uh,
parachuting at the beginning.
Parachuting, yes.
I think that was my one of my favorite live streams that I ever got the pleasure of watching live, which was a couple of the streamers that I liked. They just played GTA 5, which was a game that I had really no interest in, but they weren't doing any of the missions or anything like that. They were just like, yeah, we're just gonna like get on our bikes, like just like pedal bicycles, and we're just gonna ride around the edge of the map. We're just gonna circumnavigate the entire map while just talking about like life.
Yeah, all right.
It was
Is this the
really
next
good.
stage?
That's
You
actually
didn't want to go
pretty
do the okay one.
This is bonus.
I'm assuming they
Oh,
also
5
did that
seconds
in
back.
like a private lobby.
I don't know. I think they did it in a public lobby. Can you
Public
have
lobby? That's crazy.
Can you have a lobby that is like password protected? I
5
guess.
seconds.
Yes. That's a little harder to get into. But for the most part, yes.
Because I believe that it was. I believe that it was like open, but you needed a password, and they just gave they just had the password on their screen during the stream.
Ah.
Yeah, so like
Yeah,
anybody who
yeah.
was watching could participate.
Yeah, I think that's mostly a PC thing.
Oh,
but
that's
yeah, you can-
bullshit! Look at look at that! Oh, that's stupid. Yeah,
Fucking
mostly a
cheats.
PC thing, which makes sense.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Because I'm about to say, if that was a public lobby and like console, they're not making it out of the city. They're not making it out of the block.
somebody will
be-
just fly up to you, change your Steam name to the N word, and then crash your computer.
And that's if they do have cheats. If they don't have cheats, they'll just keep on killing you.
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to detract from you guys talking about
I don't.
What
I mean,
were we
it's
talking
fine.
about?
What
Oh,
were you
Wii
talking
Sports
about?
Resort.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Wii Sports Resort. Yeah, both, either or. Yeah, that was fun. Was there anything else? Any other? Let me
Wasn't
bring
there
up.
the thing on the boat? Wakeboarding?
Oh yeah.
That one was, I think that one was okay.
I don't
Clearly my
understand. I
favorite
don't
one.
understand wakeboarding as like a pastime because I don't think it would be too ridiculous to say that on most occasions you should be like not sleeping while on the water.
Okay, so there was sword playing, wakeboarding, frisbee, archery,
Thank you, Lawrence.
basketball. I love
I
the
needed a
basketball.
minute to
I-
process what the hell you just said.
I
I was looking
appreciate
something
it.
up.
Whereas
Yeah.
Saba sandbagged the shit out of me. I appreciate
Well,
a
it
little
happens
bit
regularly.
of the
Sometimes.
attention. It's nice, you know. I don't ask
It
for
is
it all
nice.
that much. Sorry, just giving you a hard time.
No, it's fine. But yeah, there was basketball too, Lawrence. I love basketball.
Basketball was pretty
Table tennis.
fun. Table tennis was okay. I
Ping
prefer it on
pong.
the regular me stuff.
Golf was okay.
Oh no, golf
bowling?
is okay. Bowling?
Yeah, it was
Resort?
bowling.
Or are we just on to like normal
No,
Wii Sports?
no, it's resort, I believe.
There was bowling?
There was power cruising, canoeing, cycling, and air sports.
Air sports. I
The
love
fuck
that
is an
one.
air sport?
It was like the plane stuff.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. You're just flying in a plane and you're just like trying to get to as many
Oh, you can redirect the parade.
landmarks, I think.
Oh. Watch, look at this.
Oh, and Ooh. Just pushing them along and killing them. I remember the one part of the plane, like you had to visit all the landmarks, but
Could
the
not
last
find all of them.
landmark, because like the last landmark, like me and my brother found out about this, is a tiny island at the very edge of the map.
The thing is, what pissed me off, they
there
don't give you
somewhere.
enough time to just like, it's
True,
so
there's a
relaxing
time
to
limit.
just be there and fly, right?
Yeah.
But it's just like 2 minutes or like 3 minutes. You only have 3 minutes to be there, and it's like that was such a bummer. There was no like free fly mode from what I recall.
Yeah, there wasn't. But yeah, it was just some other island, not the main island.
Do you remember what the name of the main island from Wii Sports Resort was called?
No.
Woohoo Island.
Oh,
Yeah, but
now
it was
that you
spelled
say that.
WUHU, I think.
Yeah, woohoo.
Yeah. Ah, so good. So good.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
Oh, yes.
The
Here
parade!
comes the gang.
Here comes the lads!
Train's coming in third place. The other ships are going on. the other two are real slow.
But anywho, that is the list.
That was a list.
That was
It was a
what was your favorite
good
one,
list.
Saba?
Let me go back to check. I really like the air sports, but I think basketball was really nice. Swordplay was obviously good. And I think
Obviously.
table tennis as well.
Table tennis. Oh, it's an interesting
Ping pong.
choice.
We used to have a ping pong table when I was smaller. I would ping pong. My dad was apparently really good at ping pong.
We had a billiards table at our home for a long time, and I don't mean to like keep bringing up this sort of story. Clear without stepping on any mud, dude. That's another perfect clear. 2 in a row. Let's go.
Dog.
So we had a billiards table downstairs, and we didn't necessarily use it all that much, but it was nice to have. You know, it was like a cool thing that not a lot of people had, and we ended up getting rid of it because Mom found it annoying to vacuum underneath the billiards table, despite the fact that nothing ever went underneath the billiards table. And so they ended up selling it. I think the actual like value of that billiards table, because it wasn't exactly like pristine, but it was well kept, should have been somewhere in the realm of like $300-400. And I believe Mom sold it to one of her former coworkers for $50
Well,
because she wanted it out of the house that day.
I mean, if they were willing, you know.
Bolted storage mouth Kirby. I can't believe this thing has its own
Oh my
figure.
god. Yes. Perfect.
Oh, that's super good.
I would say, Saba, I also had a ping pong table at my house.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Mine was just left. I think the one we had was just we had it for a long time, and it was left outside. So right whenever it rained, it would rain on it and stuff like that. So it just wore down.
Dang. That's unfortunate. Mine is being used as a regular table with storage on top of it.
Oh man,
It's a shame.
danger under the. Oh, it's her. The
It's the
maiden.
furry bait.
The maiden.
It's the maiden. It's the furry bait character. Get hype.
Furry
Wait, what?
bait.
You can't enter. You can't enter this without the
Show me
floor
a picture
tornado
right
ability.
now.
Oh, sure. Give me 1 second.
All right.
What were you asking?
I was about to say, furry bait. I don't believe you. Show it to me right now.
Why don't you just wait until we
4K
get
image.
into it, Zach?
In
Why
a
don't you just go do it?
4K image.
Fine. You're right.
Yeah, why are you...
4K.
Don't ruin the suspense. Just show him.
4K.
You're about to see.
4K.
4K.
Danger under the big top. All right.
You ready?
Not bait. It's a black silhouette.
You're about to see.
That's Ranger.
Not
That's Sword. That's Bomb.
right.
I would rather have. You know, I could use Bomb.
Like ice skating.
It's like smash and pass, but you're turning it around. It's like pass, pass, pass. Bro, that's a pumpkin. Pass.
Oh yeah. I want you to look at them hips and then tell me again that you don't think that this is furry bait.
Listen, I'm looking at those hips and they don't lie.
Absolutely
Oh,
not. They
good.
literally can't.
What was she doing just standing in the...
She was being dramatic because she knew that we were going to be coming,
Okay.
as would most of
makes
the
sense.
internet. Funny joke.
Fuck me,
Oh
joke.
fuck. There you go. Excuse me, lady. Uh-oh. I don't like that. Wow, that's a cool move. A shame it's useless. Why would you have a move that's so useless against Kirby? Specifically.
There was a part in Sifu where they did that thing where like bad guys standing in the middle of the room doing a monologue.
Yeah.
But they also gave you the option of like, yeah, you can walk up right into him
And
and
interrupt
just
them?
punch him in the face. Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
they have a special dialogue. It's like you know.
She's throwing legit
like,
knives.
You know, we killed your father because we had to. What the fuck? And he like inches away from him and just bam, pop him in the head. Fight's over. Otherwise, it would have been like a long mini boss. But nah, just beat him while they're monologuing.
That's pretty good. I like that. I love just standing next to the boss and just, oh fuck, oh no, oh no. Okay, wait, did she dig or did she turn invisible? I can't tell.
Maybe in bits.
I mean, she
Bye.
got you more than halfway at least.
It's true. She dealt a lot of damage.
No, she's gone. No furry bait.
No
For
more
anyone.
footy bit.
God, she was
It's a good
thick
thing we-
though.
Good thing we
As
didn't record
Lawrence
this.
just looks her up
Pencil drill.
on the side. Never know.
Yeah. It's like that Jordan Peele skit. Oh, I'm just like sweating profusely.
It cuts back and someone's literally like off screen just pouring water over your head.
Yeah.
Hit high
pass,
up Clawthorn using
pass,
Ranger.
Pass, and it reveals her, and then just the sweat.
You'd be like,
There was a one of the I don't really watch him stream, but I watch highlights of his streams. He's been doing with a couple of his friends. He's been doing a long form series where they play the Dokapon games. Talked about them
Dokapon.
before. Anybody who's a fan of the Game Grumps will be familiar with Dokapon Kingdom as an example. But they played one of them. It was for the DS. It was called Dokapon Journey. And for those of you who aren't familiar, it's like imagine like Mario Party, but excuse me, imagine Mario Party, but there's technically an overarching narrative that's told in chapters. So in one of the chapters, the idea was that all of the king's gold was stolen by this one thief, and they were supposed to be the greatest thief in all the land. And the thing was that in typical Mario Party fashion, you got bonuses. You got like bonus equipment and gold and stuff for hitting certain milestones. So the very first milestone was be the first person to uncover the identity of the thief. So you had to do all this stuff where you like track down their location. You had to like find evidence in different cities and go track down their location. And so one guy, Min, who is I think a 44-year-old man, he's playing and he gets it. He gets all the stuff, so he knows exactly where they are. He goes there and they're wearing like the big disguise, kind of like Clawthorn just was. And then they take it off and it's this super beautiful woman. And Min goes to read her dialogue and he goes, but and it was live recorded. Everybody on stream immediately was like, yo, Min, what the fuck? And he was like, listen, dude, it was just, it was so good.
I was thinking just akin to
Hi, Mennonite.
Markiplier's video, the Pokemon one.
The
Smasher Pass.
Yeah, where he's just like, puh. Yay!
Oh, and then the tornado ability can now be evolved. Thank God. But the other Markiplier one that I thought of, because you know he's transcended his position as like one of the most famous and popular YouTubers, where he's playing Resident Evil 8, I want to say, and as soon as he gets to Lady Dimitrescu, he's like, look at that. That's ridiculous, and he just goes on this like 8-minute long rant. It was so good.
It's like, look at that power. Look at this. Look at the power on her.
It was so good.
The people made compilations just called like "Respectfully Simping" by Markiplier.
Look respectfully, gentlemen.
Yeah.
All right. What's the upgrade? What's the upgrade of the tornado gonna be?
Fancier tornado.
The thunder gun from Black Ops Zombies.
Oh, it's literally Floor Tornado, the mini boss.
No.
Well, didn't you just like? Didn't the title of that
Holy
place
shit.
say like? Like you need a floor tornado? So I think they already told us the name, but it's pretty. They have like the feather kind of, or whatever the trail
there's like
is.
a feather thing. So if I just tap the button, it just does like a big AoE. Oh, and if I do this and then A to jump, it does the AoE as well. All right, that's interesting. All right, and the drill.
Evolve. Pencil drill.
It's a pencil sharpener on his head?
I guess so.
Yeah, except the side that normally needs to be sharpened is
Oh! It shoots a projectile.
Sweet.
Wait. So what if I do this thing? That still does an earthquake. I mean, that's a bonus. It also just does more damage than it did before. That's kind of cool, I guess.
Mr. Sandbag.
Mr. Sandbag. I want Ranger, because that was one of the missions to get for Clawthorn. It is kind of funny though, because when you go out here, do they still have the free? Yeah. So early in the game, before you unlock this place, there was a free Maxim tomato every single time you came back here, so you could just refill all your health for free. And now I have to pay 100 coins.
Ooh.
How will I ever survive?
Zach is having a hard time surviving.
Oh, and I can also take it on the go. Oh, hey! Do we actually see what it looks like to be eaten? No? Okay.
No, you see the aftermath, though.
You know what? I'll take one of those on the road. Oh, that's what the X
Begin.
button's for. Oh, how delightful.
Oh.
Yes, do you have a problem?
4 and 7 years ago.
Oh, there's more stuff to unlock.
You only need a couple more Waddle Dees
Oh.
for that 145. Look at him chilling. He just had taken a break.
Give me your money.
Going out. Max and relaxing.
Give me your money.
Oh, cool.
He doesn't have any money. He's only got soda. He does
my
not have
God.
any more soda.
Welcome to the Coliseum's reception area. Just like this tiny little guy with that voice.
Yeah. The biggest voice that he can muster.
You can enter tournaments here and battle a rush of former bosses. If you make it all the way to the end and come out on top, you'll win a special reward. And that's not all. We seem to have an unexpected warrior using our forced first tournament as training. All the way from Planet Popstar, stuck in this new world with us. That's right, it's Meta Knight.
Let's go.
I'll enter the tournament, sure. I'll whoop all these bosses, dude.
Yeah,
The
not
Meta
even-
Knight Cup.
Meta Knight Cup.
Meta Knight
Meta Knight
Cup.
Cup.
Meta Knight Cup. How much time do I have? I have like half an hour. I can do an entire tournament and finish the last of the Waddle Dees in this area.
Yeah.
Holy
last
shit.
tournament arc right there.
That's a lot. I will take no, you know what? What about this? This seems like it could have some combat uses, right? I think you're immune while spinning. 6 more! Next up, Gory Mundo! The puppy pig pugilist has arrived. Kirby makes his way into the...
You are not invulnerable.
Morimundo does a swipe. And Kirby,
Kirby just runs away.
Kirby just leaves. I can't believe this, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, you know what this means. Oh shit, there was
Kirby
something up
comes
there.
back with an even bigger weapon.
Yeah.
I'm gonna come back with the most OP weapon that I own.
No, okay. Oh shit.
Just set this motherfucker on fire and let the flames take care of him.
And let it burn.
Okay, we're gonna take a shortcut.
Kirby was blown away by his competition, but now he's back with a fiery vengeance.
Oh hey, free Star Rock. Starstone. What is it? Rare Stone? Whatever. Hi, I'm back.
No one's gonna appreciate what I. All right.
What did
No,
you say?
I liked it. It was real good. I agree
I
with
didn't
it.
hear it. I'm
thank you.
so
Your
sorry.
silent.
Hey,
Your silent appreciation is appreciated.
Oh, it's a different boss this time.
Oh.
Huh. I'm gonna stick with
They
this though. I'm
They
pretty
predicted
confident.
you would leave and come back.
They knew your play.
Did he? Wild Itch seems unprepared.
No, Diddy's another character.
He's got jokes.
Oh, what a funny man.
And then it
man.
should come out
He's
to
got
Fleur?
jokes.
We just kill him. Thank you. Why'd she make an eagle sound?
I feel like that.
Yeah,
Oh
I
my-
think
oh my
fire was the
God.
right choice, maybe.
Decimating the competition.
Ladies and gentlemen, moving on to Gory Mundo!
Yes. Did Kirby do it again?
Holy shit, look at his health!
good
Look at his
God,
health!
my man.
It's so unfair.
I can't believe it, ladies and gentlemen. Kirby went for the kneecaps and he's burning them.
The competition.
Dude, I didn't even. He just spun himself to death! Oh, that's so good, dude. All right, next up is the tropical woods. Let's go.
Good God.
Holy shit, the fire. Come on, come on, come on. So if I remember correctly, I can't get that close to him anymore. Because he throws up he throws up this.
But it's not enough to stop Kirby.
But you can throw fire through perforated metal, or
I don't think I can. I think I can summon the little fire swirls on the metal, which still hurts him. Dude, the firepower is so ridiculous. It's damage on damage on damage. All right, now we're doing Clawthorn. So this might be trouble.
Isn't there? Yeah, Chloraline.
Is it Chloraline or Clawthorn?
Chloraline.
I just saw that it was a claw pun.
Yeah. I just remember it was a pun on Caroline. Ladies and gentlemen, everyone already thought of this pun, but I'll say it out loud. She's hot.
It's not a pun. Oh, because she's on fire.
Oh my God.
All right, come on, lady.
Kirby's spell's about to go all out.
This is a good opportunity. He's on fire, dude. It's so...
Was he lying when he said she's hot?
I'm not, dude. I can't even tell you. This isn't even the final upgrade for fire.
Good God. Imagine being a boss and you're taking damage on your own invincibility, or like supposedly invincibility
theoretical invincibility zone, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, our boss jumped 70 miles up into the air, but they're still taking tons of damage. Speaking of tons of damage, you got cooked.
A little wild bonkers.
A little wild bonkers. The wild bonkers is our reaction seeing the fire ability being used.
And we desiccate his body to make the time go by faster. Oh, now it's Meta Knight. Cool.
Okay.
Easy. How hard could it possibly be to beat Meta Knight? I mean, come on.
Super Smash Ultimate.
No! It forces you into sword.
Damn.
Oh, you nonsensical guy. That's not fair. The lone swordsman, Meta Knight.
Finally, the last battle. Which warrior says to God? I want to.
Is this the last one?
It's a good thing we heavily nerfed Kirby. No more fire for that son bitch.
Exactly. He would already be dead.
Yeah. You're like, oh, he's flying away. He's still taking fire damage if he had one.
Fuck, he interrupted my sword. Uh-oh. God, the camera.
Oh my God.
Oh.
You call this sword fighting? Hey, as long as it works.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
All right, that's pretty cool. Wait, isn't that his super from Smash?
Kind of, yes. A bunch of, I feel like at this point a lot of other guys use something similar, but yes.
Oh my God, he can't aim up.
It's hard to get in on him now.
Yeah, he's keeping his distance.
Almost like it's on purpose.
Oh no, not his down being.
Hi. God, that'd be so fucked if like beating him at full health just made him like cry. Oh, come on! Oh, no.
Oh, it's
Okay, so if you hit him while he's doing that, you get to do the cool thing. Yeah!
Oh, when he's down.
Oh.
Cool. Please tell me I got a gold. Oh, best solo times.
Go.
What's my reward for beating that? I worked
The
very
reward
hard.
is exposure. Congratulations.
Do you want to do it or do you want me to do it?
Congratulations on a stunning victory, Kirby. Here's our hard-won reward. Exposure. And some coins.
Oh, and a rare stone, sure.
Where's that?
Mennonite sword
Whoa.
blueprint. Let's go.
Whoa, wait a second. That's not one of our rewards. Did you steal that from our previous champion, Meta Knight? Hey, come back here.
Hoyo.
You just start running away with that.
Oh, dude, fuck the Gigante sword. I want the Meta Knight sword.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh my god, it has power and rapid fire. Let's go. Now I'll actually want to use the fucking sword ability. It looks weird without the cape. Holy shit.
Holy sh... Dude.
Just little backstab fly out too.
Come on!
Oh,
That's pretty cool.
God. Oh my God.
Anyway, back to the real shit. Wait a minute. What's its damage? Its damage is theoretically less than Meta Knight's sword because it's labeled as 2.5.
I don't know about that, buddy.
God, you guys need to retune fire, I think, a little bit because it's way better than that. Oh, that's so good. Okay, back out to the thing. We have a couple Waddle Dees left to get. Just like an entire side of this island is ice, I guess.
Yeah.
Winter horns.
Winter horns is what you call it after No Nut November.
Accurate. We got this one, and then we gotta go beat Clawthorn. I'm assuming that one of the Waddle Dees is beat Clawthorn with no damage. So I'm just gonna do that real quick with fire. Afterwards. Oh, okay, cool.
You got some of the wings.
Ooh, that's bad. That's very bad. Less bad. Okay. Oh my god, dude.
Congratulations, you have more spikes.
What happened?
Oh no. I just checked memes and I don't know what Jesse sent. Even though that's from 3 p.m.
You mean you can't see it or you don't know what it is?
No, I know what it is now.
Uh-huh. It's a good flow chart.
It's
very good.
very precise.
I sang it, and I just, I followed the flowchart.
Oh yeah? Here, let me sing it. Never gonna tell a lie and desert you. Cry never.
Yeah, it's true.
Gonna say goodbye. Never gonna run around and hurt you. You know what? That's pretty good.
I could
hurt you down.
now that I think hurt you down. Now that I think about it, I could probably make a flow chart like that for one of my favorite songs. It would actually only have 3 points in the flow chart. Be around the world. Around the world, around the world, around the world, around the world. And just go nuts for like an hour.
Just keep going in a circle. I thought you were gonna say something like... Give me a second, like something like... Something that Zappa's gonna detest, but because I'm the one sending it, she's definitely gonna watch it and enjoy it.
I'm sure. Oh god.
It's going nuts. Joe! Oh. Yeah, Lawrence, you want to talk about that, by the way? The news that came out just earlier?
JoJo Part 6 being...
Yeah, the Part 2. I'm actually...
Part 6, Part 2?
What?
You mean Part 6, Part 2?
Part 6, Part 2, yeah.
Yeah.
I am, I'm actually, like, I'm, like, you know, obviously, I'm glad that, you know, it's returning.
Wow.
Because I really want to keep, you know, I want to finish Part 6. I want to see it. But it's really frustrating that it's another fucking 7 months away.
Another 7 months?
Well, 6 or 7. Because they said fall.
That's still crazy.
Well, because they're treating it like seasons of like She-Ra or something.
Yeah.
You know, what it's like, no, it's all done. The entire season is done. Defeat without hovering. Did I ever? Oh, when she slams the ground, I can't hover. I have to just jump. That's fucked. Okay, I got it. I got it.
How many batches was JoJo Part 4?
There were no batches because it came out week after week after week. In this circumstance, I'm going to assume that Netflix is going to try to do 3 batches with 10 months in between.
10 months, bro.
That's how long it's been, right? Since we saw Part 6. It's been like 3 months already, right?
I think so.
Yeah, about to say because it was around New Year's, I think.
I don't know. I feel like that's only fine if it's like big seasons with like the giant arcs.
Oh, absolutely.
So
No. Here's
in between.
1/3 of the arc.
It's 1/3 of an arc. No one's gonna remember what's gonna happen in the next one, or what happened previously, rather.
You know what, Lawrence? We gotta binge everything again and again and again each time.
It's fucking back to back. Like, all right.
Oh,
Part
fucking!
6, Part 1.
I just wasted the.
Oh, shame.
I forgot that the thing said beat without hovering, and I hovered immediately. Damn it!
It's that JoJo talk.
It's the and legit. It was distracted me. But yeah,
That's
I don't know.
crazy. JoJo Part
I'm
6,
really
Part 1,
like because
watch that.
I'm happy that like new JoJo season is coming out readily available in English, you know what I mean? Like readily available on like a common streaming platform. That's really cool. But it really seems like Netflix doesn't know what the fuck they're doing. And it's annoying.
Yeah. It's
Like cuz how many episodes are we assuming? We're assuming that there's going to be about 36 to 39, right? Cuz that's what the last few seasons have been.
Yeah.
So if it's about 36 to 39, if they did like 18 episodes and then a second batch that was also 18, I don't know, I'd be more okay with that, I guess. That's about it though.
Yeah. It's like 2 batches, like fine. shows have done a because that's like a mid-season sort of thing,
Yeah.
and many shows have done that. So it's like it's nothing. But
Even anime,
different
you know,
batch-
specifically.
yeah,
So it's like it makes sense.
yeah. But in 3 batches of a single major arc.
Of a single major arc with like 10 months in between. You know, like that's the part that really baffles me.
Yeah, that's crazy. No one's gonna remember what happened before.
I don't, and the thing is that I don't even think that, because when part 5 was coming out, the community was doing gangbusters, you know, because people were watching it on a weekly basis. The memes were coming hot and heavy, like everything was just great. But I don't know. Does anybody even talk about part 6 anymore? Does anybody talk about part 6 other than to talk about how stupid Netflix is being?
Not anymore. If they had it going, we would all be still pogging out of our minds, but, you know, we can only be excited for so long over the first 12 episodes. That we're like, alright, ready for more.
Yeah,
Come on.
next, please.
You just introduced some things. Continue on. Please.
I might die.
Oh no.
Fuck.
I think I would have preferred it if
I
they
died.
went like.
That's my first death.
Jeez.
Oh, I lost 100 coins. No. Oh, there she is.
Bad.
Anyway, yes,
But she's
sorry.
ready this time. Yeah, I think I would have preferred it if like part 6, like the first half of part 6 was just the shenanigans of what's happening inside the jail. And the second half is shenanigans.
I think we
outside of
talked
jail.
about that too, right? Where normally in JoJo seasons, each episode covers 3 or 4 chapters, right?
Yeah.
Or 3 or 4 chapters. But every episode in part 6 so far has been covering 6 to 8 chapters.
Yeah.
And it's not even like part 6 is like that much longer than part 5, so I don't understand why everything's going at such a breakneck pace.
No clue.
Fucking damn it, dude.
It's the irony of they're going breakneck pace, but at the same time going
Ridiculously
incredibly
slow.
slow.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, come on,
It's
come on.
it's very silly.
give us more. Give us
Like
that
even like
delicious
it's like because I
pacing.
know that fucking that counts as a fucking hover, dude. Huh. I know that it's like Netflix's thing or whatever, but they really would have benefited from releasing on a weekly schedule.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
it was
I would've
cool
preferred
to
that.
get all of those episodes all at once. But if I had known that I would have to wait fucking 10 months for another episode, I absolutely would have been like, no. Wait.
Yeah.
You know?
Just give us an episode at a time if we're gonna be like that. I don't want none of that slow shit. There's nothing in between. I don't know. That's real unfortunate to hear that we have to wait way longer.
Yeah, because they said fall 2022, and it's like, what the? We're just getting into spring. Are you shitting me?
Yeah. We're still in prison. Are you kidding me?
I'm about to say we haven't even gotten to fucking Disneyland, dude.
Yeah.
And Disneyland's like the halfway point of the story.
Have we even met all the characters?
Not really, because like characters like Weather Report and whatnot haven't really gotten their dues yet.
Well, got a little bit of a deal, if I remember. But it's like it's
Right,
only, like,
in
at
the
iceberg.
zero G fight or whatever, but
Yeah. But that's not his full thing.
well, I mean that comes like way later, but
Yeah, right. We haven't even seen.
I think we saw exactly
Shit, what's his
one
name?
scene of Diver Down.
Have we?
Yeah, I think so.
If we
Because
did, I
it's
don't
right
remember.
at the end of the zero G fight. He shows up to save Weather Report, right? To like take him out.
I I guess so. I don't know. I just don't remember him using his ability.
Yeah.
Probably because he's only there to just like save someone rather than finish a fight.
Ooh.
I don't know.
I also don't know. Nice.
Oh, and
That was been muted.
Speaking of not knowing,
I mean, you got nothing to say.
we share one of my favorite emotes that my friend has sent me. It is called I Can't.
That's a very useful emote.
Yeah, I do like
It
that.
is fantastic. It speaks to the heart. It's short.
I wish there was a shrug emote, but I don't think like.
There is. You use it all the time.
Do I? Is that
Yes.
a shrug emote? Maybe
It's
just
an
that I need the
emoji, yes.
shoulders. Without the shoulders, it becomes
What is a shrug without shoulders?
Exactly. Lawrence gets it.
All
Do
right,
I?
come on. That
do?
had to have been without
I know,
hovering. I
yes.
barely even fucking jumped.
No, wait, got it. Shrug without shoulders.
Oh, so let me see it again.
That's awful, Lawrence.
Yeah. I didn't say it'd be great.
You didn't. That is true. You didn't promise anything. There you go. Look at that. Look at all the Waddle Dees we got. It only took my first death because the Ranger is not very good. I want to mash buttons, not hold them.
Yeah. And for doing such a good job in that fight, let me send you this emoji. It's my favorite one.
Let's fucking go! That's a tennis ball.
It is. But I love this variation of it. Oops, that's copying link. Hold on.
Oh, that's a stock photo.
Love this one.
Can't even read it if you don't. If you're not in the
Yes.
know, you can't read that.
It is so fried. I love it. Super fried, glowing eyes. Can't even read. You gotta be in the know to know. Let's fucking go.
So good. For a new crash. The blueprint for a new Crash evolution is hiding inside the invasion at the House of Horrors. It
Well,
appears
we
to
can
be
do
at the
that
far
next
end of a hole
time.
in the wall. Keep an eye out for a green coin. Cool. I mean, that's probably something I'll do on my own time off stream. I'll probably make a little bit more progress off stream. Oh, hey! We got his figure. He just gave us his figure?
He carries his own figure. He has a lot of fans asking for his figure.
TMI, but sure. All right. Well, that was a stream. I will see y'all tomorrow at noon your time for kunai and feminism.
Oh my god.
Guy and feminism.
I will be
Wow.
leaving. Now food is calling. Goodbye.
Bye.
All right, goodbye, everyone.
Good night, stream.